Live from Swain County Memorial Stadium and Boyce Dietz Field here in Swain County, USA. This is Maroon Devil football here on the Maroon Devils Network on a fabulous Friday night. It's so good to be back home. Gary Ayers along with Coach Rod White here in the press box, and this is a much better environment, Coach, than we saw last Friday, and I expect a heck of a ball game here tonight.
Yeah, I don't even want to talk about last Friday. I was talking to Coach Blankenship before the game, and he said, we always said we ought to write a book about our coaching experiences. He said that'd take up a whole chapter. Literally, it would. That I've never hardly seen anything like that, but it was interesting. We got a game in. That's what was important. A game in. Kids got some game time experience and got to be out there when the clock was running and when the lights finally did come on. Then they played under the lights. So. We've got that much behind us now.
Oh, no question about it. We got a W last week, 25-6. Coming in tonight, the Mustangs of Smoky Mountain High School from just up the road in Jackson County. I don't want to dwell on this too much, but last year was just awful. It was the largest margin of victory Smoky Mountain has ever had over our Maroon Devils in that 56-6 ball game. Coach, I hope they burn that tape, but I hope they have that, and I hope the players have that in their craw from a year ago, and I hope they come out and play like I know they can play.
No matter the outcome of this ball game, we want to beat this, but I guarantee you it's been drilled into these players' minds all week, and the community hadn't let them forget it. That's a fact. It's one of those things that you take a beating like we took over there last year, and it's going to be on their minds. And so how we approach this thing, it's not a matter of being fired up, but execution.
Yes.
We did not execute last year.
We didn't.
We found every way in the world to lose a football game. And Coach Blankenship will tell you the same thing, and his coaching staff, and even the players. If it could go wrong, it went wrong for us. Kicking game, fumbling the football, just constantly turning the ball over, them big playing us to death. And, of course, they were good. Don't get me wrong. They were a good football team. So we just weren't prepared for what we saw from them, and they just piled it on us and kept piling it on us.
And they're going to come in, I think, a little bit frustrated too, Coach. They lost a tough one to Robbinsville last week, 26-21, after being up 21-0 in the first quarter. So they're probably going to come in a little bit angry and a little bit fired up.
Yeah, they're going to have to be because, one thing that disgraces teams like Smoky Mountain and Franklin is to lose constantly to the Smoky Mountain Conference teams.
Right.
But they, every year they're on the schedule because they are our neighbors, and they go out on a limb to do that. But it's almost like they like to play for a Smoky Mountain Conference championship, although they're not in the conference. So they figure if they can beat two teams out of Smoky Mountain Conference, they're pretty good. They're pretty happy if they can beat their neighbors like that.
No question. Now, Smoky Mountain, unfortunately for our Maroon Devils, Smoky Mountain has won 3 of the last 4, but our Maroon Devils have won 10 of the last 15. But I think it's what's happened in the last 3 or 4 years that is on the mind of our players and coaches. We want to get this turned back around.
Yeah, it is, and it's a trend that you don't want to last long. It's going to happen sometimes.
Sure.
It's going to go against you. They're going to have the athletes. And they, year in and year out, they kind of should because of the numbers up there. But at the same time, that doesn't mean anything once you step on that grass. How many students they got, how many players they got is irrelevant when the game starts. So, yeah, it boils down to all that. And this community and the people here, they're tired of seeing that blue win. They really are.
Oh, no doubt about that, Coach. Fans, stay tuned. We're going to continue on the pregame show here on the Maroon Devils Network. It's youth night. We have a lot of youth cheerleaders, youth football players, a lot of kids here tonight, and a big, big night. Stay tuned. We'll be back after this 2-minute timeout with more here on the Maroon Devils Network.
The Smoky Mountain Conference, one of North Carolina's oldest and most storied athletic conferences, producing champions on and off the playing field for decades. The Smoky Mountain Conference. Tradition lives here.
Fans, welcome back. As you can see on the field, the Mustangs are continuing their pregame warm-ups and talking about getting ready and warming up. Our Maroon Devils back in the locker room. But let's go back a week ago to Atlanta, Georgia, and see some of the great highlights of that 25-6 win by our Maroon Devils.
The Maroon Devil football team opened their season last Friday with a trip to South Atlanta to face Life Christian Academy.
Split backs right behind Damian. Damian's going to run it this time. He hangs onto the football. He pitches it out. Bryce out to the 40, 45, down the sideline, down to the 30, 25, a foot race. He's finally knocked out of bounds at the 17-yard line, and that was just good play execution. But they're going to run the other way, but we stack him up initially and stop him in the backfield.
The game got off to a slow start with both teams having only one possession each, and neither team scoring in the first quarter.
This time, Damian back to throw, rolling to his right, looking, in trouble. Now cuts it back up against the grain, down to the 5. Down, I believe he's got a first down. Down inside the 3-yard line is Damian Lossy.
The Maroon Devils nearly scored after a long drive, but turned it over on downs on the 2nd-yard line after a questionable spot.
Oh, the punt is blocked. Let's see if we pick it up, and we do. Down inside the 15-yard line. First down for the Maroon Devils in the red zone.
Early in the second quarter, senior Thomas Allen blocked the punt, and the Devils recovered the ball at the 13-yard line. It took 3 attempts to finally score as quarterback Damian Lossy scored the first touchdown of the season for Swain.
They return it from the 17-yard line, back out across the 20. Here they come out to the 25-yard line, and finally knocked down. Ball is loose at the 27-yard line. Did we get it in bounds? We got it, but was it in bounds? They have not signaled yet.
The Maroon Devils scored 3 touchdowns in the second quarter and added a 4th in the opening minutes of the fourth quarter.
They're showing blitz. This time Damian turns and runs away from the blitz, pops it outside to Bryce. He's got a lot of room on the right side. He's in. Touchdown.
Bryce Swain scored on a 26-yard scamper, and Ian Brooks wrapped up the first half scoring with a 2-yard run. Carson Taylor scored the Devils' only second-half touchdown on a 13-yard run. Gavin Lanning kicked the extra point, giving Swain a 25-0 lead. Life Christian Academy's lone score came midway through the fourth quarter, where they showed their explosive speed. The Devils were tough on defense. Thomas Allen blocked a punt, which set up the first Swain touchdown. Allen also recovered a pair of fumbles and forced a pair of fumbles as well. Lucas Brown and Noah Romero led Swain with 7 tackles each, while Cody Long finished with 6 tackles. On offense, Bryce Swain finished with a game-high 115 yards on 13 carries. Ian Brooks carried the ball 8 times for 35 yards, while Damian Lossy had 34 yards on 19 carries. Lossy completed 1 pass to Connor Hyatt, which was good for 16 yards. The Maroon Devils played a disciplined game, controlling the clock and holding a very athletic team to just 6 points to pull off a 25-6 victory.
Thank you, Taylor Holt, for a job well done. And, Coach, coming into this ball game tonight, I'm gonna put you on the coach's hot seat here. We got two teams that like to run the football. So if you're the defensive coordinator, and you've done this a million times, do you actually prepare a little bit for the pass because both teams have struggled some with the pass, or do you still put 8 or 9 guys up there in the box for this defense?
You're going to commit. You're going to commit at least 7 to 8 to the line of scrimmage. And when I say commit, that doesn't mean they line up on it, Gary.
Right.
That means that their reads are going through that line of scrimmage. For run support on the edges, of course, linebackers, the last thing you want them concerned about is a short drop, but now that's where their first downs may come from for either team is in a short passing game. But the thing you got to watch out about teams like this is it only takes one downfield when somebody goes to sleep out there, and all of a sudden it changes the whole complexion of the ball game. All they got to do is hit one, and it could break your back. So you start out committing people to the running game, and like I said, when I say commit, that doesn't mean they're blitzing. That doesn't mean they're lined up on the line of scrimmage or coming downhill immediately. But as soon as they get the reads, they're supposed to get, and you have to coach that from week to week. Especially.
Yeah. Oh, no doubt. Fans, stay tuned. More coming up on the pregame show after this 2-minute timeout right here on the Maroon Devils Network.
Ladies and gentlemen, can everyone please rise for our national anthem, to be followed by a moment of silence, our invocation, and then our national anthem. We are observing this moment of silence for Mr. J.R. Carter, who was an assistant clock operator for many years.
Hey Maroon Devil fans, this is Taylor Holt with the Maroon Devil Network, and I'm here with head football coach Neil Blankenship. So you guys took a really long trip last week. What are some positive things that came out of our first season win?
Well, one, we got a win. That's always the biggest positive we can take from a win's a win. The biggest thing we got probably is we got to do some special teams live and game situation stuff, so we were able to see those, which we didn't get to do in the scrimmage. Our kids got to play a whole game in some heat, so that tested them, conditioned them for the conditioning and where they're at and their cardio part. But we also found some things that we got to work on too. So that was a big thing for us, is we got able to come back, watch the film, see what we need to work on. Our kids know that this week with our game, we're going to have to play better than we did last week to get a win with Smoky Mountain coming, because they've got a great football team. So, we've had a good first few days of practice, and we got another one here coming up. But, we got to find out what we need to work on a whole lot, and that was the biggest thing out of it. But we got a win out of it, and that's what we needed.
Okay, so early in the second quarter, senior Thomas Allen blocked a punt, and we recovered it in the red zone, which led to our first touchdown. So how was that change in momentum for us?
Well, it got us going. We'd got down the red zone, turned it over, and that hurt us on our drive there. But, when Thomas Allen recovered that, we got it back in the red zone pretty quick, and that gave us our first score there. So it kind of turned things around for us and got us on the board first, and I think that was big being on the road. So, special teams play a big part, especially early in the season. Special teams play a big part in this game coming up Friday night. There'll be some big plays in special teams that we'll hope they'll be on our end, and just like the other night were. So we'll continue to work our special teams, but that was a big momentum shift for us.
This week we are hosting the Smoky Mountain Mustangs, and last year they beat us pretty bad. How riled up are our players, and has that really been a focal point in our practices?
Well, we had a team meeting Monday, and that's the first thing they heard, that score. They saw some film from last year, and so, yes, it has been a focal point, and they've heard it several times through practice that if we don't get better, the same thing is going to happen. So, yeah, it has been a focal point, and we've been letting them know every day about that score and how bad it was. So, yeah, we've used that as motivation and to get our players ready to go, and hopefully it works because we don't want a repeat of that.
So what are you expecting from the Mustangs this year, and how important is it for our student and fan section to be riled up?
Well, the Mustangs are picked to win their conference, so they got a real good football team returning. Their line is very good up front. They returned most of their line from last year. They have a flanker receiver that's very dangerous. Their back ran for 280 yards last week against Robbinsville. So we have work cut out for us. They are a very dangerous football team with those people in hand. And like I said, they're picked to win their conference, and they're in a tough conference. So they've got a good football team. We're at home. Home field advantage is important. We need our students, our fans, to be here and be riled up and back our team because it's going to be a tough game all the way through. And home field advantage is important to us, and home field advantage has always been to our advantage when we play at home here at Swain. We've always had great crowds here, and we expect the same this week.
Thank you, Coach, for joining us, and good luck at this week's game against the Mustangs.
Thank you.
This has been Taylor Holt with the Maroon Devils Network, and stay tuned.
The Smoky Mountain Conference, one of North Carolina's oldest and most storied athletic conferences, producing champions on and off the playing field for decades. The Smoky Mountain Conference. Tradition lives here.
It does. Smoky Mountain Conference, a lot of great tradition, and this rivalry is part of that tradition. As Coach Rod and myself know, we go all the way back to the Silva Webster days when it was Silva Webster's Golden Eagles, and then, of course, it became the Smoky Mountain Mustangs. But, Coach, it doesn't matter if they're wearing blue and silver or orange and black. It's still Silva.
They're still from Jackson County.
That's
I don't care how you whitewash them or what color you put them in. No, it's the same folks with the same mentality and just being up the road here and making it for bragging rights. And, of course, both teams are looking at it as something that will carry throughout the season, mostly because a win keeps you in that keeps us in the winner's bracket. A win for them puts them in the winner's bracket. So, when it all boils down to the end of the season, those wins are going to count. Those wins are going to count as far as your seeding and all the other things that go on as far as the playoffs are concerned.
And everybody loves to talk about the playoffs and think about that down the road. And that's really what the regular season is about, to get you ready to hopefully have a successful playoff run.
Oh, yeah. Once you get in, then it makes all bets are off. You're playing that Friday night, and you have no promise of tomorrow. But for the rivalry between Swain County and Jackson County or Smoky Mountain up there, this is just this will be just another feather that somebody's going to get to wear when this thing's over.
Oh, you said it, Coach. Fans, stay tuned. We're going to come back and talk with Taylor Holt in just a minute. Right now, we're going to break down the line one more time as we're looking at kickoff in about 10 minutes, but we'll be back with Taylor Holt and talk to her live here on the Maroon Devils Network. Stay tuned. Fans, welcome back to Swain County Memorial Stadium in Boyce Dietz Field. You've been seeing Taylor Holt on our pregame show. You've been hearing Taylor on the highlights. Well, now let's go to Taylor Holt live down in the student section here on the pregame show for the Maroon Devils Network. Taylor, welcome to the broadcast. I know this is a lot of fun for you, just like it is for us, isn't it?
Yes, it is, definitely.
Well, tell us, I know this is something new for you. What year are you here at Swain County High School?
I'm a senior here at Swain County High School.
Okay. Now, being a senior, do you have any big plans, or your plans still kind of in motion as to what you're going to be doing after you graduate Swain County High School?
I have yet to decide what I'm going to do after high school, but I know that I will go to college, and I'm now thinking maybe media or...
She needs to be working for ESPN, I can tell you that.
Absolutely.
She wear those overalls on ESPN, it's going to go viral. It's going to go viral.
I totally agree, Coach. And talking about some other things you enjoy, what are some things you like to do outside the classroom in your spare time? What are some of your hobbies, Taylor?
Well, most of my time is actually spent dancing. I'm on a competitive dance team in Silva with Triple Threat Performing Arts Academy, and I've been there for a couple years. I also help out with the musical. I do choreography for the school musicals as well as I'm in them, and just really fun stuff.
Well, Taylor, I'm sure you know that the owner of Triple Threats, Valerie Dietz Tissue, is the daughter of Boyce Dietz Field, who our field is named after.
Yes, I do.
So, well, congratulations. You're doing a great job, and we know you're going to be a great asset to the Maroon Devils Network. And we're going to be checking back with you, I think, a little bit later as you're going to be hanging out in the student section.
Okay, thank you.
And Coach White says, hang with the overalls.
Yeah, that'll do it right there. You'll make a fashion statement with that.
Thanks, Taylor. Job well done as we see the captains out on the field. And, Coach, our captains are the same as we saw last year. We have Connor Hyatt. Out there we have Bryce Sane along with Ian Brooks. Joining them we have Thomas Allen, we have Chase Hughes, and we have Charlie Lambert. So these captains kind of have to set the tone, don't they?
They are. They're the leadership of the crew, of the entire team, basically. Coaches can coach, and they can try to inspire. But, man, when it comes to on-the-field leadership, there's nothing like a group of young men who gather together, put their heads together and say, this is going to be the outcome of this thing. Now, it's going to get tough. It's going to get ugly. And anybody can do that when it's easy. It's when it's hard. That's when you find your true leaders out there.
Oh, no doubt about it. When things are tough and, you may be behind in the ball game, you may have a couple of kids having penalty issues or maybe an injury. That's when a lot of people have to step up.
It is, and not only that is the adversity of it can affect a team so dramatically if you don't have leaders on the field that can look around at his teammates and say, hey, we're okay, we're going to do this, we're still in this thing, and keep battling back.
And, we were talking about injuries. It looks like Elijah Waddy and Carter Kirkland not dressing out tonight there. Matter of fact, Elijah's on crutches, and Carter's down there in his blue jeans. So they're not able to play tonight as the Mustangs come on the field. And a good crowd coming over from Jackson County. But, hey, we're ready for only one team to come onto the field, and that's a team that's wearing maroon and white. And you can see them coming down the track with a lot of this band, and this band is just bigger and better than it's been in a long time, Coach.
Yeah, they've added some personnel, and they always do a great job of being prepared. The band has been ever since I can remember. Ever since Miss Williams took that thing over, it's been special to watch them work.
And one thing I've always enjoyed is seeing our team come out of the locker room hand in hand, coming down that sideline in front of our fans, getting ready to come onto the field.
Yeah, that's a lot of pressure right there, and we like that kind of pressure. That's where they're getting to look their fan base in the eye as they come down through there, looking through those face masks, and you're looking at the people from your community, and they're looking at you, and they expect you to get it done.
Coach, one memory, and I know you remember this. I know Toby Burrell remembers this. I can remember up on the old field on Schoolhouse Hill when the players would come out of the locker room, have those steel-toed cleats, and you could hear those cleats out there on that pavement coming onto the field, and it just had a dramatic sound.
Yeah, they had poured fresh concrete there, and the sound of that, when those cleats would hit that concrete, it would echo through that stadium, and people could hear the players coming, and you couldn't see them yet. Couldn't see them because they were up behind the stadium, but then here it come. It sounded like horses come.
It did.
And it sounded great. It was a lot of fun back then.
I can remember that to this day, and it's just, it sends chills up your spine when you think about that clack, 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 coming down that pavement.
Yeah, it was special, all right.
Here come the Maroon Devils coming right down the middle of the field, bursting through the flag with the cheerleaders. And, of course, we got a lot of the Youth League cheerleaders and Youth League players out there. It is Youth Night here at Swain County High School. And, Coach, that's what makes your varsity good. You've got to have outstanding Youth League teams, kind of like farm teams, bringing those kids up.
Yeah, we started this back several years back, and when they first brought the proposal to me, I thought it was the greatest thing I'd ever heard, is to let these young people come out while you're warming up, these young players that are in the recreational teams, and they came out and watched our kids warm up, and some of them were kin to them, and some of them, they didn't know anybody out there, but boy, it was a lot of fun for them, and you could go around and see those kids, and I just remember all the little cheerleaders, all you could see was hair. Just hair. Everywhere you could look was hair.
All right, here we go. We're going to be kicking off. It's going to be the Mustangs back to return to get this thing underway. We have all the lights on here. It's not like last week. We got a full bank of lights over there. How about
we
that?
won't know what to do, I swear. Okay.
One thing we don't have, Coach, is we don't have instant replay. We have one cameraman, and that's Joe Holt. So maybe sometime soon.
What am I going to do with you, Joe? Yeah, that's all right. That's all right. I'll try to. I'll try to talk fast enough so maybe it's like an instant replay.
There we go.
We're ready to go, Gary, I believe.
And kicking off is going to be Aiden Pond. He's a big 6'4" senior, wearing number 11. Got those hot orange shoes, back deep for the Smoky Mountain Mustangs. The guy we're going to be watching tonight, Derek Farmer, also on the far side over there for the Mustangs as they get ready to kick it off. Here we go now with Aiden Pond. It's going to be kicked over to the far side from the 10-yard line. Out to the 15, to the 20, the 25. Good hit out there. Yeah. There's big Colby Taylor, and he put his helmet right in his chest, and that ended that play. On the return over there is Cole James.
Yeah, they did a great job. Swain did, staying in their running lanes. If you don't know what that means, each player has a landmark out there, and he has to close to the football from that landmark. And if you get out of it, you create a seam, and we didn't. We stayed right in those lanes and covered it.
And the guy that we're going to be seeing a lot of tonight, he wears 44, Will Frady. He is a great running back. He's only 5'6", but he weighs 200 pounds. He had 281 yards last week, and here he goes on the first play. But, Coach, we stop him basically for no gain at the line of scrimmage. But if you stop Will Frady, you're doing the job.
Yeah, now we've got a flag. Looks like it's going to be some type of either personal foul or unsportsmanlike on somebody out there, because it was basically after the play, and that's about the only time you see that kind of flag thrown. We did a good job of attacking the line of scrimmage and staying in those running lanes there defensively, because it's one of those things that you got to take them offensive linemen on. That's the basis we live by.
Right.
So I believe that's it right here. Personal
foul against the defense.
Yeah.
And, Coach, that's one thing. You want to come into the game with a lot of emotion, a lot of intensity, and a lot of fire, but you got to control it.
Yeah, and you don't want to give them anything like this right here. It brings them out close to midfield, and you know that's a freebie right there. That's one big play right there.
All the way to the 44-yard line. We stopped them for no gain. But, again, they add 15 yards with a penalty as they now have a first down at the 44-yard line as they look to the sideline with a play call. Good staff over there. Ricky Brindley coming over from Pisgah. A lot of people don't realize David Presley, who is the former head coach at Pisgah, is one of his assistants over there. Got a man in motion, but they turn in hand to Frady. Right up the gut. Here comes Frady again, this time out to the 48-yard line for a 4-yard gain.
Yeah, they run a little counter look there and run a trap block off of it. We got a little bit too much penetration and allowed them to trap us at the line across in the backfield on the other side of the line of scrimmage, and that just basically tells that running back where to go with the football.
And they have good size up front, as do we. So this game is going to be determined right there at the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, this wing back and tight end set right here looks like they're going to run some jet stuff, and that's it right there.
Jet sweep right side. And this time it's going to be Dustin Stevens. Stevens and Frady both hurt us last year.
Oh, yeah.
And coming up, there's a big tackle by Ian Brooks. Let's see if we can control those guys.
Yeah, this jet sweep right here is one of those things that's one of their biggest boundary plays they've got right there. And if we can keep that under control and not let him – he got loose on us a couple times last year and hurt us bad.
He did. Last year he had 7 carries, 51 yards. And, of course, last week, Will Frady, 281 yards against a good Robbinsville football team. That's a heck of a stat.
Yeah, they're going with no backs this time and got a Wildcat running back in there, 14. We got him. So
here he goes.
Fourth down midfield.
That's Dustin Stevens again, the guy who had the jet sweep. He lined up in the backfield, and a good defensive stand after that penalty.
That was he was looking for. They tried to double trap that one, and we didn't allow it. That's great line of scrimmage play by the Maroon Devils. Great line of scrimmage play.
Oh, no doubt about it. Good work up front. One of those guys was big Colby Kirkland, and he's a big boy at 6'4", 285. Now they're going to have to punt it away. And coming on to punt, as Bryce Swain is going to be dropping back for the Maroon Devils now. Kind of an off snap. Oh, the snap is high, but he pulls it down. That's Dustin Stevens. Line drive punt. Bryce is going to say it's out of bounds. No return. But he tried to draw us off sides, and there is a penalty.
Yeah, there's a flag on the play, and if it was us off sides, then it's it's an illegal formation on their part, and you can't blow that whistle till after the play is already started, because I believe what they had was too many people in the backfield.
Because he tried to get the snap. He barked once, and then he had a delayed count.
Yeah.
Tried to draw us offside, but we didn't bite on that.
Right. Yeah, that was and good job not even trying to handle that ball. That was a kind of a shank rugby punt there.
And, Coach, I think that says a lot. That first defensive stand, I think, really has a lot to do with this game.
It does. It sets kind of the tone for you, and now we got to see what we can do with it offensively. They're going to try to take those veer lanes away right away by stunting people up front and putting people in those veer gaps. They've already done it on the tight end side over there.
Got a man in motion. Yeah. Here's Damian Lossy handing off, but, boy, they did. You talk about taking away the gaps. There was no gap.
Yeah, what they're doing right there is they take their defensive tackle, and instead of playing him all the way out there where that tight end is, they put him down in the gap in between. That's our outside veer gap. There's really no place to take that football if that happens. So you call the play, and you hope it's there, but it wasn't there then.
They're led by 2 guys up front, and they're both big. Clayton Frady, number 61, all Western North Carolina player, 6'5", 280, and also Lawson White. He's a big kid as well, 6'3", 265, number 70. 61 and 70 are the big guys up there around that A-gap.
Yeah, I was looking at Frady out there on the field before the ball game, and he looks bigger than that. He really does. He's a big young man.
He is.
And here they're going to do the same thing with him over here on this side. He's reading the tackle.
This time, Damian Lossy rolling to the right, wants to throw, got a man open, throws it behind him, but it's caught. Good catch by Connor Hyatt, and that's a first down at the 36-yard line.
Yeah, backup quarterback playing receiver, and there he is, picks up that out route, and Damian did a good job of sprinting on the corner and throwing it on the run, and he put it on the rope. That was a great throw and a great catch.
Absolutely. Connor, 6'1", 155-pound senior, one of our team captains. And our Maroon Devils get the first down of the ball game with 8.5 minutes to play here in quarter number 1. But a good crowd, as we see out here, Coach. There's a good crowd on both sides.
Oh, yeah. There's folks still coming in out there, as you see coming through the gate. They're still coming.
It's a great night for football, too. Just really, it's warm, but it's beautiful. Here comes Bryce Swain trying to pop it outside. Little juke at the 35. Turns the corner, but they catch him at the 39. And there's a penalty flag down, as forcing him out of bounds over there is going to be Danner Hill.
Let's see what this penalty is. We didn't have anybody close over there.
No.
He's going to say we were holding.
Nobody over there.
But I didn't see anybody over here that he could have called.
Yeah, Bryce Swain was the only guy over here.
Yeah, Coach Blankenship may have seen it. I couldn't see it there. I don't know exactly who they got for holding.
But as we mentioned, penalties can loom large in this kind of a rivalry game.
Yeah, so far we're the only ones that's been bit by them.
Yes.
So we'll see what. Well, they did that on the punt, but that's about it.
Yeah,
so
that didn't hurt them too much.
It didn't hurt them. No, we took the play, so we just ended up with the ball where it went out.
Here we go, first down and 15 now after the penalty at the 30-yard line. 0-0 score, 8 minutes to play first quarter. Twin backs behind. Damian Lossey turns, pitches back to Bryce Sane. They string it out. There's Dustin Stevens on the tackle. Coming up to help him is Rocky Magestro.
Yeah, they did a good job defending that. We carried it all the way to the pitch. And there again, they're setting some of these defenses up on first down to do nothing but defend the veer. That's the only thing that they're concerned about right now is us running that veer on first down and hurting them with it. So they're setting all their defensive front and linebackers and their secondary up to take away that veer game.
Dustin Stevens, the deep safety right now for the Mustangs. Damian from the shotgun wants to throw. Got it in wide open down the sideline. At the 40, at the 35, to the 30, 25, yes. All the way to the 20-yard line is number 16, Gage Jones. And, man, was he open.
They blew a coverage because the corner turned around and was pointing at him as though he had the short zone and that the safety should have been coming over the top to take him, but he was running wide open. And Damian saw him as soon as he made his break off that corner. The corner froze up there to take any out routes from the inside receiver.
So outstanding read by Damian Lossey, and again his receiver Gage Jones, a sophomore. This time we have Twins wide to the right side. Damian back in the gun again on first down at the 20-yard line. Right now, four-man front by the Mustangs. Damian, option again, pitches out to Bryce. Little shake and bake. Down to the 10, touchdown. Oh, he fell down. He either fell or somebody tripped him at the 10.
I believe that grass gremlin jumped up there and grabbed him by the foot. His feet got out ahead of him, and he ended up on the ground.
I thought he was going to go in. He went all the way to the 4-yard line. First and goal.
Yeah, broke two tackles there originally, right past level 2, past the line of scrimmage. Great play call. Great play call by Coach McMahon. He's taking advantage of what they're trying to do to take that inside veer game away. Right now, we're running the option and not running the dive, and that's hurting. That's hurting Smoky Mountain.
They're not ready for this, are they?
They're not. They really don't know what to do with it.
Now here we go with a veer look, split backs behind Damian.
Now they load up.
And here comes right up the gut. That looks like our big guy, Colby Taylor, one of our seniors at 5'10", 190, trying to power it inside, if you will, for a couple of yards down just inside the 2-yard line.
Yeah, they had 8 in the box then. They're packing those big bodies down in there, making sure we don't get past the line of scrimmage. They're taking every gap away up there that they possibly can.
And check that, by the way, that was Ian Brooks, 33, not 34.
Yeah.
Ian will line up again with Bryce in the backfield. He's our starting fullback, Ian Brooks. He gets the ball again, tries to bang it inside. Not much room in there. He got down probably to the 1. He's going to bring up third down and goal.
Yeah, right now they're punching. We're punching at them, but they're punching back, and they're running. If anybody knows old school football, that's a gap 8 defense. They've got 8 people taking every possible gap. As soon as the ball snapped on the line of scrimmage, and they're playing down low, they're not standing up, and they're literally just taking his feet away from him.
And as we mentioned, they have some good size on the line of scrimmage, as do our Maroon Devils.
May see Damian keep this one. We'll see right here.
Here we go. Handoff right up the gut. Did he get in? Did he get in? Touchdown. Touchdown, Maroon Devils. Got it in from a yard away. Not sure who punched it in. I think it was Bryce Sane.
Yeah.
Bryce Sane with a touchdown, and we get the lead early. Again, that's a big score.
Yeah, that's it. We just kind of wedge blocked that thing. He ran right behind the center. We didn't do any gap blocking or any man blocking. We absolutely just put our shoulder pads together and our helmets and drove upfield.
Gavin Lanning, sophomore, coming on for the PAT. Good snap, good hold. The kick is up. It looks good as well, and it is. So with 5:24 to play, our Maroon Devils take a 7-0 lead. We'll be back in 1 minute right here on the Maroon Devils Network. Fans, welcome back. Maroon Devils 7-0 lead. 5:24 to play in the first quarter. Gary Ayers, Coach Rod White, ready to go. And here's the man with the hot shoes, Aiden Pond, ready to kick it off again for the Maroon Devils. And he kicks it right down the middle of the field. Line drive, going to be picked up at the 14-yard line. Again, it's going to be Cole James on the return as he's fighting for yards out across the 32-yard line. Not a bad return at all.
Yeah, they're again good. We did a great job staying in their lanes. That's a low line drive kick, so they're going to get some kind of decent return on it if they catch it in the air like they did. But our people were actually knocking their people back into him as he was trying to find a seam to run in, and it's hard for them to return one when all them feet are in front of them. They're getting knocked back into him.
I tell you, our defense did a great job last time, forcing Smoky Mountain to punt. Getting it done up in front. Outstanding job by some of the big guys. Nick Knapp, some of those folks like Big Chase Hughes, Colby Kirkland, and others. Yeah. And there's a bunch of Maroon in the Smoky Mountain backfield, and Stevens has nowhere to go.
That was an X-read by the defensive end up top up there. By seeing what that off lineman was doing, it told him everything he needed. And then with the linebacker play and the safety, really a difference.
That's big Nick Millsaps over there on the left side. And then coming in from that linebacker is Ian Brooks around that side. Helping out also is big Jake Langston. They cover that side well. That's Jake Langston on that left. Kind of a stand-up defensive end, if you will.
Right. Now they're going to try to throw it.
Down the field, it's in traffic, but they complete it to Stevens for a first down at the 49-yard line. Kind of a jump ball. He out-jumped our defensive secondary and pulled it in.
Yeah, he ran all the way up. He came up the field and then broke out. That's what we were talking about earlier. That's the danger of a team that doesn't throw the ball a whole lot. They get you glued in on that line of scrimmage and thinking they're going to run the football, and they find themselves out there in one-on-one situations, and it's a 50-50 shot.
And Lomanak, their quarterback, only 3 for 7, 14 yards in that loss 26-21 to Robbinsville last week, but he hits that one for a big first down at the 48-yard line. He's back in the shotgun, got a man in motion. They're going to fake the jet sweep, and the quarterback's going to keep it. He's tripped up in the backfield, but gets across the line of scrimmage for some pretty good yards. I mean, Lomanak's a big kid at 6'4", 210.
Yeah, he kept bouncing that thing to the outside, just kept bouncing it, kept bouncing it, kept bouncing it.
We got a hand on him in the backfield, but again, he's a physically big kid, so those arm tackles probably aren't going to bring him down.
No, not like that. You're going to have to put pads on pads to get him down.
So Lomanak this time it's going to be Dustin Stevens lining up right beside him. So it's going to be Stevens taking the snap of the Wildcat.
Yeah, they're probably going to do a lot of this.
A hand off to Frady. Frady with a lot of room. He breaks a tackle or two inside the 40 to the 39. Another Mustang first down. Yeah, they're changing their sets.
Yeah, they're changing it up by putting the Stevens kid back there and let him be the other run threat. They don't feel like that their quarterback is necessarily a number one run threat. And they're probably going to do it again right here. We'll see.
Lomanak back in the huddle now, calls the play. They have it first down and 10 at hour 39. And it's going to be Lomanak actually lining up on the line of scrimmage.
Yep, and leaving Stevens back there as a Wildcat quarterback.
Yep, he's got Frady right beside him on his left shoulder. This time Stevens is just going to run it straight ahead, and he had some pretty good daylight down to the 33-yard line for a big gain.
Yeah, ran a little counter trap look there, faking it to the back filling for the guard that's pulling and trapping the line of scrimmage for Stevens to cut that thing up in there.
So, again, they're running some different sets with some different personnel in and out of the backfield. Right now it's Stevens again in the Wildcat. Frady to his left. Lomanak, the quarterback's over there on the slot as a 6'4" receiver. Stevens hands off to Frady, and that worked well last week against Robbinsville. But there's a great open field tackle by Jake Langston.
Boy, he put his head across him and drove his feet and put him to the ground, just exactly the way you draw it up or you try to teach it right there. That forward momentum stops when your head goes across in front of him and your feet are running like that.
You know, Frady's a tough tackle. He's only 5'6", but he's 200 pounds. I mean, he's like a bowling ball.
He is exactly a bowling ball. All right, they're going to do it again, but this time I think you're going to see Stevens keep it.
Got a man on the wing on the right side. Twins top left. Stevens out, and he does roll to the left side, and he's trying to find a hole, but not much there. Coming up again is Thomas Allen.
Fourth and one, about one. Yep.
Thomas had a great year last year, Coach. 97 tackles, and he's back again.
Oh, yeah. He's out there playing the way he knows how to play, and these backs are elusive now. They don't just run in straight lines, and especially the young man Stevens. Now, I think this time they're going to they're going to run a little different look of Wildcat.
Yeah, this time the quarterback's under center.
Yeah, they're going to run. Yeah,
this
they're
is
going to run
Lominac.
the single back right here.
Lominac
Give
under
it to
center.
him.
Hands
Trap.
off to Frady.
I don't believe he got it. Well, it's according to where that official, the other one spots it. This one over here's got it, but let's just see.
Yeah. This guy over here has got him short, but we saw a bad spot last week.
We saw 10 bad spots last week. Now, he's going to be short. I'm afraid he's going to be short. Well, I'm not afraid. I'm glad.
Oh, he is short.
Because it'll be 1st and 10 Maroon Devils. But they'll measure it, which they should, just to make sure.
Well, I tell you, they've got the football just inside that 30-yard line, and the stick is at the 29. It looks short from here.
Yeah, it was a good spot. That's literally where the ball hit the ground. So it's just a matter of what the officials see, and not without the benefit of replay. And if our lines are straight on our field, that's crucial too, because you can't tell until they bring those chains out.
But when you got people like Jamie Fisher bringing the chains out, there's no telling where it may wind
There's
up.
no telling. They're short.
That's
All
short.
right, that's us. Here
Maroon
we go.
Devil football.
That's how you stop a drive. In 4 down, I mean, they're down there playing in 4-down territory. They had no intention of punting the football or doing anything else with it but trying to get that first down. And now it's important for us to drive the football, use up some more of this clock, and put them in a situation where they're playing catch-up the rest of the ball game.
I'll tell you what, we were giving Jamie and our chain gang some grief, but, hey, we appreciate those guys working over there every Friday night. Here we go, 1st and 10 at the 30-yard line. Split backs behind. Lossy hands
There
off,
we go.
and busting out into the secondary is Bryce Sane. Foot race at the 40. One man to beat, and he finally, Dustin Stevens drags him down, but Bryce popped it.
He popped it. It was blocked excellent at the line of scrimmage. It was blocked exactly the way you'd want a single block. That wasn't a veer play. That was a hard dive play where we put a hat on the hat, and Bryce was one-on-one with that linebacker and beat him at the line of scrimmage. Beat him at the line of scrimmage.
Outstanding execution all the way to the Mustang 24-yard line.
Same formation, playing without the tight end now. See, that makes them make some decisions. Smoky Mountain, you put a tight end up there, you kind of tell them what their alignment's going to be. See, now you can see them switching up front right there. They're not real sure.
They're going to have to bring somebody else in, Coach.
Yeah.
They're not ready.
That's the thing here, and I don't know why what the thing was. 25-second clock's got to start again. There we go. Or 40-second. Now, 25. I'm sorry.
There we go.
Yeah.
But you're right. Got the split backs again, but 3 wide receivers, no tight end.
Right. No tight end this time. Make them have to make a decision.
Damien hands off. There's Ian Brooks for 4 more, down to the 21.
Now, that was the true veer block right there. And I think all they're doing is looking. We're looking when we get to the line of scrimmage where we need to be running that thing and making them close. Because the more you make them close, the easier it is for the quarterback and the pitch back or anything going wide to get on that boundary. I'm going to do it again. Run with no tight end. Let them make a decision about how they want to play this thing.
Same set. They have 4 linemen, 3 linebackers right behind the line of scrimmage. Again, split backs behind Damien. He's going to run the option. He spins, breaks a tackle at the 15, at the 10, all the way down to the 4-yard line. Damien Lossy running hard. And again, it was Dustin Stevens, the deep safety, on the tackle.
Yeah, and there again, we're making that linebacker make a decision. Am I going to come and take this ball to the line of scrimmage, or have I got quarterback in it? Right there, I'll take Damien any day, one-on-one against their linebackers right there. So there you saw it. He hit him at the line of scrimmage, but Damien spun out of it, and he's a good enough quarterback to make that kind of stuff happen. But real good formation that Coach McMahon's got him in right now.
And that's going to be the end of the first quarter as our teams will change into the field. And right now, let's change and have a new break down the line. Let's go down into the student section and see if we can find Taylor Holt down there. I know she's there. I hear a lot of noise, Taylor, and I think our students are fired up down there. What do you think?
Oh, they're definitely fired up. They've got a lot of spirit right now.
Well, I hope you'll keep them motivated and keep them fired up because we went to Smoky Mountain last year and lost, but right now our Maroon Devils off to a great start, and our student section is doing a great job.
I think our students are aware of that, and they're really ready.
All right. Thanks for joining us, Taylor, here on the broadcast. We'll check in with you a little bit later. All right, what is the theme, by the way, tonight, Taylor?
This night's theme is Tame Them Stangs, because the Mustangs.
All right, Tame Them Stangs. Yes, indeed. We want to send them back to Jackson County very tame. All right. Thanks, Taylor Holt, live in a living color down in the student section here at Swain County High School. Great job. But now we're just about ready to get the second quarter underway, and we appreciate Joe Holt, Taylor's dad, up on top of the press box. He's running all the cameras. Want to give a shout-out to Emma Dingle, who is normally one of our camera people. Emma is actually at a national clogging championship tonight, Coach. So Emma Dingle, talented young lady.
Yeah, good luck to her. I tell you what, that's something I've never been able to do, and I embarrass my family when I try, so I'm not even going to talk about it.
All right, here we go. First down now. Maroon Devils, first and goal at the 5. Handoff right side. Smoky Mountain stacks us up after we get about a yard and a half. But again, that's the first play of the second quarter.
Yeah, and so there's submarining up front, and I can see Ian Brooks out there talking to Coach McMahon about it right now. There's no place to run up in there when those defensive linemen are committing themselves pretty much to the ground. They're literally throwing their bodies into those gaps, closing their eyes, biting their mouthpiece, and saying, "You're not running it here." All
right, here we go. A lot of guys, as you mentioned, Coach, really trying to plug those gaps. This time, Maroon Devils have 3 wide, 2 backs in the backfield, and Damian tries to run it, but they stack him up, and wow. Well, he did hand off. At the last second, did manage a handoff, but they gave us nowhere to go.
Yeah, actually lost a yard or so on that one, and it's not that's not conducive with those defensive linemen up there. We'll have to do something a little bit different right here because we punched it in that first time, but I believe the coach got a hold of them over there because they're putting 5 and 6 down and playing one linebacker in there to try to come over the top and clean up and knock you back.
All right, here we go. 3rd down and 4 this time. Just underway in the second quarter. Maroon Devils trying to extend this 7-0 lead. Got a man in motion. This time Damian pitches it out, but Ian is there, but they come up and make a tackle at the line of scrimmage. No gain. It's going to bring up 4th down. Now do you try and kick for 3, or do you try it from 4 yards away?
This boils down to right here, the confidence that you have in your kicker. Has he been able to do this at practice and do it consistently? Because you want to get those points and you don't want to turn that ball over down there unless you have to, like Smoky Mountain did. So we're going to attempt a field goal right here, a different kicker this time. Of course, that may be.
That's Gavin Lanning coming in.
That's right.
And he's going to kick from the 10, so this will be a 20-yard field goal. It's right in the middle of the field. So good field position. The snap is good. The hold is good. It looks good.
All right.
It is 3-0. Or make that 10-0. 3 plus 7 is 10, if my math is right, with 10 minutes to play here in the second quarter.
Math's hard, Gary.
Math is
hard.
7 plus 3.
Yeah.
Give us 10, and we'll be back in 1 minute right here on the Maroon Devils Network. Here we go as Aiden Pond will kick it off high, and it's going to be taken all the way down to the 14-yard line. Back on the return now for the Smoky Mountain Mustangs is going to be Derek Farmer, and he's running into a bunch of Maroon Devil jerseys out there. The pile moves forward, though. I tell you, outstanding effort across the 35-yard line on the return as a lot of bodies are in that scrum out there.
Yeah, a lot of angry people out there right now. That's the way it ought to be. That's the way this game's played, and your emotions have got to run high, but you got to keep control of them. And right there, the return that football, he had an attitude about it, and we had an attitude about tackling him. So that's how it matches up out there.
And that's what makes for a great football game right now. The Maroon Devils up 10-zip, 9:46 to play. We're in the second quarter. Sun has gone down over past Nolan Creek. Lights are on, and all the lights are on here tonight.
Yeah, we got doubles on both sides right here now, Gary. They're going to try to do something probably up in the middle of the line of scrimmage like that right there.
Yeah, there's Frady.
They're trying to spread us out. Now, I don't see them being a threat to try to get to the edge with that quarterback any at all. He could. He's tried it one time before, but to no avail. So if they're going to do something like that, they'll put Stevens back there and let him run that thing.
Exactly. I think Stevens is their quickest player, as we've seen him carry the ball, and also he plays that deep safety on defense.
Yeah.
This time he lines up actually on the slot over here on the left side, as again they have 4 wide. Out of that shotgun again is going to be their 6'4" quarterback. We're talking about Caleb Luminack, 6'4", 210-pounder. He throws over the middle. Oh, and
it's incomplete.
Just missed his man at the 47-yard line.
Yeah, they faked that jet sweep that time and trying to get that outside receiver or get him down inside of the coverage where the linebackers are closing from. There's no linebacker coverage there, and they're looking for that soft spot. Try to by faking that jet sweep.
Coming back in now is going to be Thomas Allen. Checking back out for the defense is going to be Chase Hughes. Those are 2 regular guys out there on the defensive side of the ball. And now we're going to have a timeout. I'm not sure we got the personnel the way we wanted to out there, Coach, with a substitution.
We didn't. Coach Blankenship was trying to run that wolf front with that 3-man front. And he really likes it in situations like this. And it's a great D. I used to like to run it on all downs. It was just a lot of fun to try to dare them to try to run the football against it when they looked up there and saw only 3 defensive linemen. But it's one of those things that people don't really understand what you're trying to do with it, and they get big-eyed. They really don't understand what's happening there with just 3 down linemen.
Yeah, and they have those big gaps between the linemen, so it looks like there's a lot of room, doesn't it?
It looks like a lot of room, but what you've got is linebackers that are reading down inside and closing quick, and it's 3rd down. So why not? Right now's the time to do it. Put them out there on 3rd down. You can blitz out of it a whole lot easier because offensive linemen commit to those 3 defensive linemen, and linebackers can run free then.
So right now, it's going to be 3rd down for the Smoky Mountain Mustangs, 9:07 to play. They're going to need 8 yards, and they're going to have this time 3 wide receivers, 2 on the left, 1 up top on the right on the Mustang side of the field, and a staggered backfield.
There's that wolf front. Here comes the blitz off both sides.
Luminack back to throw, tries to dump it off, and a bad throw didn't work at all.
No, and that's exactly what that thing's designed for. You can bring so much more pressure off of it. And like I said, if you noticed, every offensive lineman committed to those 3D linemen. Nobody was able to get up and tag those linebackers coming off the edge.
And Jake Langston was coming in putting the heat on the quarterback.
And if he's coming after me, I'm getting rid of it too.
Bryce Sane dropping back to return. And back to punt now for the Mustangs. Looks like it's going to be a guy who does a lot of stuff, and that's Dustin Stevens. This guy's he's a busy guy.
He's kind of dangerous too.
That's
illegal procedure on them. There should be a whistle. There it is.
There's the flag.
Yeah, he moved. We saw that call right. We saw it called a lot wrong last year when offenses move. The ball's dead immediately when they move illegally, and this official over here got it right. He threw the flag and stopped the play right there.
It looks like we have a full officiating crew tonight too, Coach. That helps a little.
That helps a whole lot when people are just when you get people out of the parking lot, put a striped shirt on, you're in trouble. Yeah.
Here we go. Dustin is going to be back to punt again for the Mustangs. This time 4th down at about 13. Bryce will set up at his 40-yard line. Oh, we still got another whistle and another illegal procedure.
Yeah, they're moving. Something's happened on the line of scrimmage with their snap count or the lack thereof. Most teams don't use a snap count by the on the punt team. They just move when the center snaps the football. And you watch the football and you know when to go. It's up to him when he snaps it.
Now, the first time they punted, Stevens had a count.
Yeah.
Nothing happened, so he had a multiple count on that first punt. I don't know if it's doing it now or not.
He's doing something. Now, he moved his hands there. Yeah, I think it's just he means he's ready.
There we go. Line drive punt. Bryce is going to let it go, and it's going to roll a mile.
Yeah, I understand him not wanting to field that, though. This is too early in the ball game. And
they were coming.
Yeah, and they were there. They had good coverage on it, and he let it go. But you got to always remember, when that ball hits, it's going to gain ground towards taking you away from the middle of the field.
Especially a line drive like that one. The 48, Cooper Sanders, he was there almost as soon as the ball was.
Yeah, and it's a hard decision to make back there when you're trying to look up for that ball and then also see in your peripheral vision how close those defenders are.
That's it, and you don't have any hang time to really get a chance to look at the ball much. And this time, Maroon Devils split backs, and we come right up the gut with a fullback.
Yep.
Nice gain out to the 31. That's going to be a gain of almost 5 yards this time.
Yeah, run a little counter right there again, faking it to one running back, spinning around and just giving it to the other one on a dive play, and it's a misdirection play to get their linebackers out of position and out of sorts.
Now on the backfield is going to be 32, Carson Taylor, sophomore, beside Bryce Sane, right behind Damian Lossy. They want to jump, but they're Smoky Mountain staying onside. Damian back under center now, second down.
There we go.
Right up the middle, and not a whole lot of room, but
nope.
Out to the 35, but still a 4-yard gain.
But here, that's a great play, actually. If Damian hesitates just a split second, that thing really goes because they are committed to those veer lanes. That's from the guard out, and he ran that thing right in the middle, and his center got a good block, but it wasn't enough to get those linebackers to bite to the outside.
Our center doing a good job. Our guys up front, Charlie Lambert, Chase Hughes, Cody Long, Colby Kirkland, and Nick Millsaps. Those are our, as John Madden used to call them, the big uglies up front.
Big uglies, yes, sir.
Good guys up front on the line of scrimmage. Oh, we try to run it right up the gut. We're close to a first down, but if they spot it where they're looking, it's short.
Yeah, I'm afraid it is. I'm afraid we're about a half yard short. They may measure it, and let's see right here.
Going to bring up fourth down, and boy, big gamble here. Do you go for it?
At this point in time, it's up to Coach Blankenship, but I'm not. I'm punting the football right now. This is because if something bad happens, I think he's going to let the clock run down a little bit and then call timeout.
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure.
Talk it over.
Yeah, and then he's talking it over right now, Coach McMahon, about what he might have called because Coach Blankenship's smart enough to know about offenses and what he's seeing on defense from Smoky Mountain because by all practical purposes, that ball – that play, that's a midline option, and they're running it at a gap to whichever side the defensive lineman is lined up on. And I think Damian's helping them determine that when they get to the line of scrimmage, and it just didn't happen that time.
So right now, Taylor Holt's down at the student section with 6:50 to play in the second quarter. Taylor, take it away. Who you got to talk to?
Hey, I'm here with the student body president, Elijah Bassett, and he's how are you feeling about the game? Do you have a lot of spirit?
Yeah, a lot.
Thank you.
All right, Taylor, doing a good job when you get the prez on with you live here. I tell you, you're talking to the big people down there.
Yes.
Well, I know our students want to win this game probably as much as our football players do because a lot of these students know a lot of the students at Smoky Mountain and vice versa, right?
Oh, yes. They're placing bets and hoping that they'll win.
All right. Thanks, Taylor. Taylor, good job down there. Taylor Holt doing a good job in the student section down there. And they're on their feet. Thank you for that update with 6:50 to play. 10-0, Coach. And it looks like we're going to line up. We're going to try to draw them offside, or will we run a play?
Well, he's probably got both done. He's probably going to go with a long snap count, maybe with some kind. There we go. That's it. They got him. Yeah. And generally, when you do that, you've got a play called also, or you just back out and call another timeout if they don't jump. And
they jumped. The defensive end over there, Parker Flynn, the big 6'4" senior, just took off.
Yeah, and what you like to tell your defense in a situation like that is pay no attention to anything that's go deaf at that point in time, and watch the football or watch those offensive linemen. And when they move, you move. But or if the ball moves, you move. If it don't move, then don't listen to what he's doing. And that was just a hard snap count right there. And he's probably changed his voice up, and it made him jump.
Outstanding work by Damian Lossy at the line of scrimmage, giving us a new set of downs. 6:50 to play, 1st and 10 at the 40-yard line. Devils out of the split back veer. Damian back to throw. Has time, steps up, breaks a tackle at the 45-50, all the way down to the 46-yard line of Mustang territory for a first down.
Yeah, he saw the man coverage upfield. He saw that they were running with us step for step. He took a look at one side, he took a look at the other side, and then he was gone, which is it's a dangerous thing for defenses when you got a quarterback that can do that and is that mobile.
And that was just a quick first step, and when he got it in gear, he gets to high gear pretty quick.
Oh, he went 0 to 60 now. Yeah,
it doesn't take him all day to get to overdrive. 1st down and 10 now at the 46 of Mustang territory.
And I think he likes it too. He likes that. He likes to be able to do that and be that kind of threat. We're going to go out of the gun set this time. Running the option again out of it. There
Tosses
we go.
to Bryce.
Tuck his feet out from under him. Got to get a better block out there on that corner.
Got
We get that corner blocked, then Bryce has got a chance.
Yeah.
But we got to get that corner blocked. If they're run supporting that hard with the corner out there, then we got to be able to throw the ball upfield on him, or we got to do a better job blocking him out there.
Yeah, not bad. 4-yard pickup, 2nd and 6 coming up. And again, this Mustang defense coach is seeing a lot of different sets out of our Maroon Devil offense.
That's it. And I love that set right there to run that downhill option. That gets Damian going towards the line of scrimmage with a pitch back. That's scary. I mean, that's hard to defend. That's a dangerous look.
It freezes some of the linebackers because they don't know which way to go.
Yeah.
They try to string it out to the sideline. This time we got 2 wide, 1 on the wing on the left side. Damian looking to the right side. Down the middle, in traffic, and it's going to be knocked away. Almost had it down there. Looks like Jake Langston.
Yeah, we're 0 for 2 on that pass right there. We threw that last week, and they had a free safety out there that really hit Langston and put him out of the ball game for a little while because he came and really hit him up under his rib cage. But that's the same play. That's just a old school dump pass. They probably need to slow it down a little bit and run it just a touch shorter.
So right now, Maroon Devils looking at 3rd down and 6. 5:17 to play in the first half. Maroon Devils with all the points here. 10-zip, our score. And we're going to have a timeout on the field. Maroon Devils saw something that we didn't like, and we're going to call a timeout to talk it over here, Coach. And don't forget, coming up at halftime, I know the cheerleaders will be there and the band will perform. And I think, Joe, if I'm right, we're going to be showing some of the band at halftime so the folks can enjoy the band. It's youth night. I think the kids are going to be out there with the varsity cheerleaders, and I think they're going to be kind of helping them lead in a couple of cheers out there. The little bitty kids up to the varsity. So that'll be fun.
There again, there'll be a lot of hair out there, boy. There'll just be hair going everywhere.
A lot of hair, and I think our youth league teams, they told me, play at Franklin tomorrow. I believe it is.
Yeah.
And, well, they start early. They got to be there early.
Yeah, they play all day.
Yeah,
that's an all-day affair. Both of my boys played in that league, and I'm telling you, you're there for a while.
All day. Way back in the day, it was only mites and midgets. There were 2 games, but that's so far back.
Oh, yeah.
Anyway, here we go. 3rd down. We need at least 6. Damian out of the gun, rolling, throwing to the sideline, overshoots everybody. Yeah. Couldn't see anybody open that he liked, and he threw it away.
And now this is an interesting situation. Can you punt it here and pin them deep? You read it's really too far for a field goal, and this be a huge gamble to try to go for this right here and make it hit. Yeah, Damon did a good job of just getting rid of that football right there. And he didn't see anything that he felt like he could complete, so he just threw it out of bounds.
Smart play. Damian is going to be back to punt, and I would imagine Stevens, don't even have to look. Dustin Stevens, the deep man, he's their Bryce Sane, so to speak.
Well, he is. He's a utility player. When you can run out of when you're back there returning punts and running out of the Wildcat formation, and that's a way to hang on to it. Good
nice
job.
Punt by Damian. This one's going to go into the end zone, though.
Almost.
Just into the end zone, so that'll be a touchback, and Smoky Mountain will have about 5 minutes to come out and do anything before halftime, Coach. But so far, it's been a heck of a game to watch.
Yeah, it's interesting, the chess match that's going on out there. I don't even know if you can call it a chess match, but it's a big-time checker match. Let's call it that because it's a matter of formations right now. Smoky Mountain's having a little bit of trouble with our formations, but we're not able to break sustained drives like we really, really need to.
So right now the Mustangs, their goal, of course, is to try and get on the scoreboard before halftime as our Devil defense has been able to pitch a shutout so far in the first half. Let's see if we can take that shutout into the locker room at halftime.
All right, going with another Wildcat set here. Different back there now.
Got a man in motion.
Going up in the middle. Yeah.
And there's Frady, the big guy, going right up the gut. Boy, he didn't have much on that play at all.
Yeah, I didn't see Stevens on the field that time, and so they put another running back in there and fake that sweep and then let him run that. They're trying to trap it in there, trying to run a trap block and get him up in there. And so far, they've not had much success with that type of play.
And that was number 1, Rocky Magestro. And, Coach, he's not big, 5'5", 120, but he's very quick.
Yeah. Going to do it again, running out of the same set.
This time the handoff goes to Frady.
Over the top.
He's their go-to bread and butter guy for a couple of yards at the 21-22. Going to bring up 3rd down and still about almost 8 yards here.
Yeah, and we know from last week's results with Robbinsville that Smoky Mountain have trouble sustaining drives to give Robbinsville that ball that many times in the second half, and Robbinsville capitalizing on every possession.
I tell you, Robbinsville is going to be a tough team to deal with Anderson back, and they have a good offensive line in front of him.
We got 4 wides now, trips up to the upper side of the field, and a different
here we come with a little blitz action over the middle. Pass incomplete. I think getting a hand on it over there was Charlie Lambert right in the middle.
Looked like he got a piece of it and kept it tipped out of the receiver's hands and brings back 4th down. We got a chance here to get the football back and make something happen for halftime.
I tell you, our defense is playing some really solid football right now.
Playing real well right now. And I think Smoky Mountain's trying every mixture they can of those backs and running backs and to get back there and run the football and then throw it when they have an opportunity.
Dustin Stevens on the punt. Got to be aware of him because he can fake and run. Line drive punt again. And, boy, those are tough to handle. This one goes out of bounds way over at the 43-yard line. So we'll get it back, actually, Coach, with plenty of time. 3:45 to play at our own 43-yard line. A good field position here.
Yeah, they're trying to keep that ball away from Bryce. I mean, they know he's a threat, and that little running rugby punt there is to keep that ball near the boundary where he can't get to it and field it and get out of here.
Reminds me a little bit of another guy that was dangerous on the punt return, and that's Matthew Manley.
Oh, yeah, scary, absolutely scary in your easy game plan. You're stupid, kick it away from him.
Absolutely. Here we go, 1st down and 10 at our 43.
There you go, double there. Get up early.
Turn in the corner, 45-50 into Mustang territory and forced out of bounds over there. There's a late flag.
More, yeah,
Chris Wilburn pushed him right on the sideline, and they're going to get him for a late hit.
Yeah, now this time Bryce made that corner miss. The corner came clean on him again. We didn't get him blocked, but Bryce made one quick step back or out to the side, and the corner dove at his feet and missed it.
I tell you, Bryce, good run that time. He just kept plugging, kept churning those feet, and they turned the corner. He had the 1st down, but this penalty is going to tack on some more.
Yeah, this is going to be neat. Now we're going to be down around the 30-yard line and be able to smell the goal line from right in here.
Here we go at the 30. Still plenty of time, 3:38 to play in the first half. Let's see, I'm not sure if I'm reading that clock right, we don't have too many timeouts left.
No, we used them all there when we weren't in the right formations and didn't have the right personnel out there. So,
and we may not need them.
We may not. We're going to sit here.
This time, Connor Hyatt wide up to the left side. Down to the right side is Gage Jones. Split backs again. Damian to throw. Pump fakes. Now he airs it out down the right sideline. It's up for grabs. Overthrows his man. But a diving attempt for Gage Jones in the corner of the end zone.
Yeah, the very reason that Coach McMahon ran that route right then was how many times that corner had been biting up in run support right there. So he faked that hitch. He bit up, but he was able to. We just overthrew the receiver. He bit on it. He came upfield towards that hitch route, and we got behind him, but we just missed him.
So now Maroon Devils stops the clock. 3.5 minutes to play before halftime. 2nd down and 10. Don't forget, our Maroon Devils going to be on the road for 2 weeks after this. We're going to be at Enka next Friday. In 2 weeks, we're going to be at Franklin. And then 3 weeks down the road, we get a night off. Here we go. Misdirection. And it's going to be Damian Lossy down to the 26-yard line. A little delayed play, if you will.
That's a read. That's kind of a zone read. And what he was doing is his eyes go to that defensive end. And if that end chases the back, he's got that ball in the belly of that back. And if he sees that end closed on him, he pulls it. And he turns straight up field. And then the linebackers have to make the play on it, which they did.
So he got 4. 3rd down and 6 coming up now. 3rd and 6, 3 minutes to play in the first half. 10-0 Maroon Devil lead. This time trips up top on the left.
Yeah, we're better out of this formation than people think. This has been a good formation for us. Fake the jet sweep.
Oh. Dangerous pass on the left side. Tried to get it out there to loop.
That was the summing up. They were in man coverage. That was break out. He came.
Another second. Now, 4th down. The Mustangs yard line. 6. Obviously, we're not kicking good on it.
No.
We're going to see what we can do on 4th and 6.
Right. We convert this one, then there's a good chance we're going to be in the end zone.
You said it. Split backs again. Ian Brooks will be right beside Lossy. Fakes the handoff. Here comes the blitz. He's in trouble. Spins away. Now throws it down the middle. Got to be open. Man. But he overthrows Jake Langston, who was down at the goal line.
Yeah, Jake was running that deep flag route back there, and I mean he was open. He had him open, and did his feet set and to throw that thing, but he had him running wide open.
Boy, did. And Damian, of course, had a guy after him on a quick blitz and had to run for his life. But Maroon Devil deep one play. Mustangs get the ball back at the 26. Let's see if we can keep this shutout alive to halftime.
Yeah, we need to. We don't let them on the board 1.5.
That's
so
it.
we're going to continue to try to run the football and break something right here, and then they may try to throw it deep.
There's Stevens again in the Wildcat, hands off to Frady. And again, we have stopped Frady pretty well.
Yeah.
And that's saying a lot because this Frady is a stout running back.
Yeah, he's a load, and he knows what he's doing. He's following those guards and those pulling linemen to where it's supposed to be. We're doing a real good job at the line of scrimmage of staying on it and playing up and down. We've crossed it a few times, and they've got a few trap blocks on us. But if you don't cross that line of scrimmage, it makes it real difficult for them to run that football up in any seams.
3-yard gain on that play, 2nd down and 7 now. 2:10 to play and counting in the first half. This time, Stevens in the shotgun again. Now he's going to turn and hand off. It's going to be Frady again. This time he's into the secondary, breaking tackles. We finally drag him down at the 46-yard line, and that's what Frady is capable of. He keeps those legs moving, and he runs north and south.
Yeah, that's a lead play right there. They blocked that thing, turned out, blocked down, and ran that other back up in there to linebacker. Let's see him coming. And he's before I'd say they'll do pretty much the same thing right here.
Here we go. This time they hand off to Stevens. Stevens pops it outside, and he's down to the 45-yard line. A gain of 9 on the play. It's going to bring up a 2nd down and 1. Right now they have a little momentum, and Coach, they're lining up with a quick offense here.
Yeah.
Not allowing.
The thing that's against them right now is that clock. And we've got to be mindful of that clock. We can't let them have any big plays. There's a good play.
There's a good play in the backfield. We stopped Frady for a loss.
And it keeps that clock running unless he's going to call timeout, and I believe he does.
And they've got 3 to burn.
Yeah.
3 timeouts, and that was a good play in there by Charlie Lambert.
Yeah, that was excellent. They tried to bring that ball back down the line of scrimmage, and they just wasn't having it. And there again, Charlie's playing on the line of scrimmage. He sees it, keeps his body squared up, and makes a play.
Good work in there. Cody Long, Chase Hughes, Charlie Lambert, Colby Kirkland, Nick Millsaps, all those guys up front. And the linebackers behind him are playing their gaps really well.
Oh, we're doing a heck of a job, really. We've let them pop a couple of them there, but the big thing is we didn't let them break it all the way open. Now the Stevens boys are scaring me more right now than anybody they've got out there, because he's just 1 or 2 steps away from putting the thing in the end zone on any play that ball's in his hands. So I don't know how much more they're going to do with him. The other running back is a powerful one, and he goes north and south quick with it, but Stevens, he can make you miss and then turn north and south on
it. Yeah, he killed us last year.
Yeah. He's back there again in the backfield, so they got a dual threat back there. Coach Blankenship's trying to get them to see that ball's going to the wide side of the field.
Here's
just
Stevens.
Like that.
Yep, there he goes. Got a penalty flag, may have a holding call.
It's going to be holding. Yeah.
There's a jersey tackle upfield. Again, over there is Charlie Lambert and company on the D, but it's going to come back in a hold.
It's coming back.
Yeah,
they almost tackled us at the point of attack right there, simply because the linebacker was standing there, and they literally tackled him to get him out of the way.
So the holding call is going to erase a first down run by Dustin Stevens. And, Coach, you were just talking about it, and bang, there he goes.
No, if I'm Smoky Mountain, I'm giving him the ball, because now he is that dangerous.
He is.
He is just that much more scary than anybody else they've got out there on that field right now.
He's quick. He's a veteran.
Yeah. Now, he knows what he's looking at.
He does.
He knows what that blocking scheme's supposed to do. He knows where all those blockers are, and he's real good at finding those seams. And it don't take much of a seam for him to get through.
Last week against Robbinsville, he had 7 carries, 51 yards. Here we go. 3rd down now. They need about 15.
Same play.
Here comes Stevens again. He's into the secondary again. And he's very close to a first down at the 43-yard line of Maroon Devil territory. Very close. I think they're going to give him the first down at the 43.
Yeah, we're giving him too much room over there. They're getting their blocks too easy right here. I think Coach Blankenship's going to change his scheme right here up front.
38 seconds and counting, though. The clock has started. They still have 2 timeouts.
Give it to him
Stevens again.
Same play. They're going to run it till we stop it now. That's just, they found a home over there, and they feel like they can they can get that thing in, but I don't know.
They're going to call a timeout.
They're going to have to because they only had 29 seconds left to go.
So now they're going to be looking at second down at about 4. But, Coach, they still, after that one, have one timeout to burn here with 29 seconds to play. So they have time for 2, maybe 3 plays. But, again, they have a timeout.
Yeah, Coach Blankenship right now is talking about that play. They run it now 3 times in a row for positive yardage every time, and one holding call brought it back. But they found a home right there, and something that they're doing probably a little different than what we've seen. They're blocking that just a little bit different, and I can't see exactly what it is, but it's either a full block or they're doing something to get us kicked out from the line of scrimmage.
Because he's running down that same lane every play.
Every time. It's right through that C gap, and it's probably just a counter with both guards pulling or the guard and tackle from the backside pulling. And I'll try to watch it a little closer because.
Now, this time at quarterback, they're going to have Chris Wilburn back there taking the snap, not Stevens.
Yeah, they're going to have to do something a little bit different simply because of the clock right now. The clock's against them.
So now Wilburn and Frady are in the backfield. Wilburn back to throw.
Trying to run a wheel route. We got him covered.
Down the middle, he's got a man wide open, touchdown.
Don't know how that happened.
Chris Wilburn had a wide open Darian Bird, number 8, wide open for an easy touchdown.
Yeah, that was a post route. That was about a 15-yard, and then head towards the post, and he stopped and threw it back. They were trying to run a wheel route out here with Stevens. We jumped it, but he ran back across the center of the field, and nobody covered him.
Yeah, he had too much daylight.
Yeah, way too much.
Now for the point after, coming on, it's going to be Hunter Presley to make this a potential 10-7 halftime game, and he does. Kick is good with 20 seconds to play, and we'll keep it right here before we come back with a kickoff and then head to halftime in just a minute. But, Coach, again, now that unfortunately gives the Mustangs a real momentum boost going into the halftime.
That's halftime momentum right there.
It is.
And they've got Coach Blankenship's got to figure out who. They're talking to somebody out there, and he kind of blew his coverage. He let him run across his face and didn't cover him. And it's all zone out there right in that. And somehow he didn't see that post route coming.
So now we're going to get to return this one with 19 seconds left. Time for a return and probably one play before we head for the locker room. And how much you want to bet they're probably not going to kick it to Bryce Singh?
Yeah. Well, they may, but they're crazy if they do. Let's put it that way.
So now also back deep along with Bryce. Let's see, we have Donovan Groenwald back there. Groenwald is back deep. Also back there is Connor Hyatt on each side of Bryce. And who knows? I mean, we've seen crazy things even from people like Nick Saban. It wouldn't shock me to see an onside kick.
Yeah, he may squib this one or onside it right here, just maybe not necessarily to get the football, but to make sure that we don't get a return out of it.
That's it. And kicking off is going to be, again, Hunter Presley, a junior, for the Mustangs in their blue and white. And he does. Squib kick right up the middle, bouncing around. Finally, we pick it up, and there's a good move. Looks like Colby Taylor just hits a knee there at the 28-yard line.
Yeah, got it and went to the ground, which is smart. That way there's no turnover and control the football. So
now we may just hit a knee as well or just run one here before halftime and head for the locker room.
Yeah, if we want to roll the dice right here, they're going to be playing deep. So
right.
you may have a chance for 2 plays if you can hit one going out of bounds and then hang one up to the end zone. So we'll see. Looks like we're going to play it pretty conservative with a pro set.
Yep, everybody.
No, going to take a knee right here and just get it into halftime.
Yep. So Damian hits a knee, and we'll head for the locker room. It's a 10-7 game. Smoky Mountain scoring on one big pass play, their biggest offensive play of the first half. And but I tell you, Coach, I anticipate a great second half of football coming up, and I think we'll see some adjustments that we can look at.
Yeah, I think Coach Blankenship's having a little word of prayer with them right here about some stuff before they go in there and go over their X's and O's. But he's telling them something right here about their momentum, and it's something about their attitudes and what needs to happen while they're sitting in there for their second halftime thoughts and processes.
Oh, no doubt about it. Fans, stay tuned. We'll be back after this 2-minute timeout. Stay tuned. 10-7 right here on the Maroon Devils Network. Fans, welcome back at halftime, 10-7, as we have cheerleaders across the field, and we have a great student section down on the sideline. Taylor Holt, take it away with the student section downtown.
We've got the student section here.
All right, great student section, but right now, look at all those cheerleaders. I'm not sure we've had this many cheerleaders on the field at the same time. It is youth night. It's a very special night, so we have cheerleaders from the Pee-wee all the way up to the varsity teams, as you can enjoy the cheerleaders entertaining before the band takes the field.
Well, like I said, look at all that hair. Just bows everywhere. Yeah, just
a lot of white bows out there tonight, right?
It's a sea of them.
So you can see all the different cheerleader groups from the left side, the younger ones, and they keep getting older as you go left to right up to the varsity on the far right out on the field here tonight. So congratulations and thanks to all those cheerleaders for all the work they do. Hey, coaches, you know they got to practice too.
Oh, yeah. They're out there in the sun every day. It amazes me.
So they have to put in some time and practice and a lot of hard work. And now you're going to be able to enjoy live performance here at halftime on the Maroon Devils Network from one of the larger editions of the Swain County High School Marching Band here at Swain County Memorial Stadium on Boys Dietz Field. 10-7, our Maroon Devils on top. A couple of other scores. Bavard leading Rosman 42-0. It's Franklin over Murphy 7-0 in the first quarter. Interesting score going on there. So,
yeah.
So, Coach, a lot of other games tonight as well.
They're all over the mountains playing. So, and a lot of them are interest to us simply because of the same competition we play.
Oh, no doubt. And like Christian and Robbinsville, believe it or not, are tied 0-0. They may be playing in the dark down there.
Yeah.
But Robbinsville, if they're wearing all black, might be kind of tough to deal with as as they're playing Robbinsville tonight.
Yeah.
They're in Robbinsville. Oh, they have lights on over there then. So, anyway, let's go down to the field now as we'll enjoy the halftime performance by the Maroon Devil Band. Also, while they're setting up, I want to remind you, coming up next week, some other events in Swain County sports. We have the JV football team going to be playing at Andrews next Thursday in volleyball. The girls are going to be hosting Andrews on Tuesday. Then on Wednesday, they go to Asheville School. Then on Thursday, 3 games in a row at Cherokee. And then we have soccer coming up. No games next week, but coming up on Monday, September 9, we're going to be hosting Tallulah Falls. So there you have the soccer, volleyball, and JV football schedule for the next several days coming up here. But again, great game at halftime, 10-7. Smoky Mountain scoring late on the big pass play. But our Maroon Devils coach, other than that one breakdown, I really like what I saw defensively.
Oh, yeah, we're doing real well defensively. That last series, they were able to find a home there running that off-tackle play, and it hurt us. It really hurt us, and especially when the Stevens boys running that football, because now he can make you miss. Yeah. And what you miss, he's going to make you pay. And he pays with it going north and south.
He does. A very talented, skilled player as the band continues to get ready to go here. As, again, we have a lot of activities going on at halftime, and would like to remind you, talking about varsity football, we're going to be on the road the next 2 weeks. Next Friday at Enka. 2 weeks we're going to be at Franklin, and then on September 20 we'll be open before we come back home, not until September 27 when we start conference play with Cherokee. So it's going to be literally a month before we're back home.
Oh, yeah, by that time a whole lot of things will be working themselves out with 2 more non-conference games. And seeing how everybody else stacks up in the conference going into the conference schedule.
Going to be a lot of interesting games, as we saw Smoky Mountain and Robbinsville last week turn in a heck of a ball game last week. Robbinsville winning 26-21 over the Mustangs. And tonight, for example, 2 of our future opponents, Franklin leads Murphy 7-0. Those are going to be tough opponents down the road, as they always are.
Oh, yeah. This part of the mountains is so competitive anyway. And you look at it and you see other teams from other conferences doing real well, but they just don't have the type of competition we play week in and week out here.
Oh, no doubt. Now let's go live down on the field for the marching band.
Great job, Ben. Open number for 2019 marching season.
I'm Taylor Holt with the Maroon Devils Network. Thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe. And if you enjoy our videos, please hit the notification bell down below so you can get a notification every time that we upload a video.
The Smoky Mountain Conference, one of North Carolina's oldest and most storied athletic conferences, producing champions on and off the playing field for decades. The Smoky Mountain Conference. Tradition lives here.
And how important is it for our student and fan section to be riled up?
Home field advantage is important. We need our students, our fans, to be here and be riled up and back our team, because it's going to be a tough game all the way through. And home field advantage is important to us, and home field advantage has always been to our advantage when we play at home here at Swain. We've always had great crowds here, and we expect the same this week.
Fans, welcome back as the Mustangs will kick it off to the Maroon Devils to get the second half underway. And one plug we want to bring in, Coach, before we get the kickoff, regarding parking. Folks, if you're worried about parking here at the home games, don't worry. There's plenty of parking up here. Actually, there is more parking now than there was last year. Also, if you want to clarify, the grass lot over near the new building, that is the $5 parking lot if you want to pay $5. Also, there's handicap parking on the other side of that new building that we're building on the far end of the football field. But there's actually more parking now than there was last year. So don't let parking be anything that keeps you from coming out to a home game is what I'm trying to say, Coach, because there's plenty of parking down there if you don't mind walking just a tad.
That's the truth. And, they're doing everything they can to keep this parking open, not only for athletic events, but for the school and students and faculty and everybody.
Here we go. And it's going to be returned from the 20-yard line. On the return, looks like Connor Hyatt as he's going to bring it up to the 31-yard line. Oh, check that. That's Donovan Groenwald, number 6. I get 5 and 6. If they turn sideways, you can't tell. But
it's real hard to tell.
It really is. But Groenwald, good return. And Coach will have it at the 32-yard line, first down and 10. And, it almost looked like an 8. But only thing is, we don't have an 8, so I'm clear on that one. So
we've eliminated that one.
We've eliminated. But what I'm trying to say is this first possession is big.
Yeah, we need to do something with the football here. We are in a split back veer. Look again, run the counter play.
They're stacking it up.
Yeah.
Ian Brooks had nowhere to go and might have lost half a yard. So they were in that gap from the get-go.
Yeah, we were trying to run a counter play right there and use a trap block inside, and they didn't bite. They stayed right with it, right on the line of scrimmage, and it makes it tough when you play on the line of scrimmage.
And they're led by the two big guys up front. Lawson White, number 70, he's 6'3", 265. And again, Clayton Frady, 6'5", 280. And Frady, an all-Western North Carolina preseason pick who had 16 pancake blocks last year from his offensive line spot. But he also plays on the D-line. Split backs again. Oh, we got guys jumping on both sides of the line. We were not even close to being on the same page on that one.
Yeah, we tried to quick count them, it looked like, or somebody thought we did, and they're moving their personnel around up front, and we're having to take a look at it there because they're doing different things with their biggest people up there right now.
And one thing about it, both these teams are blessed with good size on both the offensive and defensive line. So neither team has a lack of size issue up front. Some good, big, strong bodies up front for, again, both teams. Second down now, we need 15. This time we hand off to the left side. We get a couple of yards back as Bryce Sane pops it out to the 32. Actually got about 5 to the original line of scrimmage, so we'll call it third down. And almost 11 to go here with a long way with 10.5 to play in the third quarter.
Yeah, gave him an outside veer look there because that tackle, he's cheating his technique inside to that the inside of that tight end. So we're giving them several looks at this veer here of different blocking schemes.
Third down and long now. One of the longer plays we've had on third down tonight. They're showing blitz. Right now they got 4 guys, 4 down linemen up on the D-line. 3 linebackers here. They're blitzing from the other side.
Yep.
And the ball is loose.
We got it back. And
looks like we got it back.
But it's fourth down, and we're going to have to punt it to them now. And we've got to stop their momentum.
All right. That's what I was going to say, Coach. You took the words out of my mouth. The momentum is swinging their way.
Yeah, it's Big Mo's put on a white shirt. He did right before halftime, and he's still got it on right now. We got to find a way to take it off and put a maroon one back on him.
There you go. Damian Lossy back to punt, back to return. There's going to be Dustin Stevens and also Derek Farmer. They're number 9. And Damian, line drive punt. This one's not going to get a good bounce for us. Going to be blown dead at the 39-yard line. Good line drive punt again by Damian Lossy. And
I'd like to see that one take a better roll. It didn't roll like normally those rugby punts do. Normally they take off like jackrabbits, but his kind of died then.
Coach, I got to say this. The guys that worked on the field looks beautiful.
The field is gorgeous. It's in great shape.
It's
green. It's even being down there on it before the ball game at brings back memories to me when we first put this field in here and how scared I was for the Smoky Mountain game that we weren't going to have grass in here, but we finally got it growing.
Well, I tell you, it's fantastic, and you guys did a great job because a lot of that, as you know, is just getting the grass started, and then it comes along.
Oh, yeah, once it starts, it's like kudzu. Once it starts, you got to start mowing it just as quick as you see it greening up, and the more you mow it, the faster it grows.
Now, we're talking about Bermuda?
Yes.
So it's pretty much Bermuda all the way. Some people like that zoysia grass, they call it.
Oh, yeah. They use that a lot in different places. Boy, there's a counter trap.
It's Stevens again.
Again, that's the play that they were hurting us with in the first half. Towards the end of the half, they're pulling both those guards out there, and they are trying – what they're trying to do now is get a down block on our linebacker and kick our safety out. And it's worked for them previous to this now in the first half. So we're going to see how much they use it here in the second half to try to pop that thing.
I tell you, Dustin Stevens is shaken up. I thought he was going to leave the game. He came limping back to the huddle. He's still not 100% right now. They snap the ball. The quarterback tries to keep it, and he does, and he gets the first down.
Yeah,
Big play over there by Chris Wilburn.
Yeah, he stepped right around that center, and after the initial movement of the offensive lineman and jumped up in that A-gap and picked up that first down.
I tell you, Dustin Stevens just left the game, Coach. He's over there. He took his helmet off. He's lying on the sideline, and it may be just a cramp. They're stretching out his leg.
Yeah, we got one out here ourselves. It looks like Langston here. He's working. He's got a cramp in his right leg. So we got cramps on both sides of the field, and this is the type of night and the amount of intensity they're playing with that it's going to happen.
And this humidity is just thick. It was when I came in, it was 85 degrees. That was about 5:30, and humidity is just it was really warm.
Yeah, it's crazy right now here in the mountains, but. We'll end up getting a little bit more clear air over the next few weeks and get some of that fall air in here.
You know, it's nice and cool this morning, actually, but when that sun came out, it didn't take long to warm up, and the humidity came up with it, and we have a timeout on the field now as we're going to let's take a minute timeout down the line for our station and give a 1 minute timeout. Fans, stay tuned. We'll be back here on the Maroon Devils Network.
The Smoky Mountain Conference, one of North Carolina's oldest and most storied athletic conferences, producing champions on and off the playing field for decades. The Smoky Mountain Conference. Tradition lives here.
I'm Taylor Holt with the Maroon Devils Network. Thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe. And if you enjoy our videos, please hit the notification bell down below so you can get a notification every time that we upload a video.
We're ready. Fans, welcome back. Again, we had two guys with cramps, Dustin Stevens for the Mustangs and our Maroon Devils, Jake Langston. And they're both going to be okay, Coach. But, boy, those cramps, as you know, they hurt.
Yeah, they do, and it wears on them. There's the play back to this side now with that counter trap look, and it's they're just pulling both them guards over, blocking down, and that lead guard is the kick-out blocker. And like I said, we stayed on the line of scrimmage right then. He picked up a couple of yards, but if as long as you're staying on that line of scrimmage and not allowing them to find those seams so easy, it makes it tougher on them.
A couple of their guards, by the way, Jackson Spear. And we know his dad, Mark Spear, at Western Carolina, 5'11", 235-pound guard. And also Benji Dillard, another guard up front, 5'10", 208.
The passing this time.
Got his man complete on the sideline. Looks like his second effort got the first down at the 35-yard line.
Yeah, referring back to those cramps earlier, I was out on the field talking with one of the Smoky Mountains coaches, Coach Capps, who his dad and I played together. Ronnie Capps played together at Mars Hill, and I got to talk to Ronnie a little bit today, and he's been texting me. He's listening to the game tonight, so I'm going to give him a shout-out. But he was talking about conditioning and how important it would be for both teams tonight, and he's right.
No doubt. Both teams played last week, and it's a very hot, humid night. There's Frady breaking a tackle down to the 30-yard line. Going to bring up now a 2nd down and 5. And again, Frady, if you don't wrap him up, he's going to make you pay.
And we had his feet stopped at the line of scrimmage, but he just shuffled his feet and came back to the way he came from and was able to find a seam and jump up in it. And that's one thing about this type of offense. It is. It's designed to go somewhere, but you got to give those backs leeway to find their own way through there.
In at quarterback right now, by the way, has been Chris Wilburn. He's the guy that threw their touchdown pass earlier down to Darian Bird, their only score for the Mustangs. Here comes Frady again to the right side. Just a simple sweep, and he's got the first down out of bounds down inside the 25-yard line.
Yeah, that's a zone sweep. They all left there headed to the right, all their offensive linemen. All they're doing is trying to chip the next defensive lineman or linebacker that's lined up in front of them and just get to their outside pads and let him run for it. It's a very simple play, very simply designed.
All the way down to the 23-yard line. The Mustangs right now, again, moving the ball very consistently with 6:40 to play in the third quarter. And the Maroon Devils hanging on to a 10-7 lead. Handing off is going to be Frady again, just right up the A-gap. And there's a late penalty flag coming in.
That looks like that may be a holding call because that's thrown by the referee from behind there.
A lot of bodies up there in that A-gap, Coach.
Yeah, that's holding. They tried a little foul block that time by the guard stepping over the top of the center and becoming a lead blocker in A-gap.
Again, great fan turnout here tonight. You can look around the whole field. There's fans standing almost all the way around on the fences and plenty of fans in the stands. The concession stand has been swamped down there on both concession stands, so making money tonight.
A good night to make some money.
Yeah.
It sure is. Selling a lot of cold drinks and those nachos.
That's it. First down now. And after the holding call, the line of scrimmage is going to be at the 34-yard line. So now the Mustangs have to go all the way down to the 12. So it's going to bring up first down at about 22.
Yeah, this is a golden opportunity for us. We cannot allow them to have this first down and be down inside the 20-yard line.
We got to keep an eye on 8 over here wide to the left side. Bird, who got free earlier, and they go to him again. Timing pattern. Here he's, just barely out through. Again, Darian Bird, number 8 over there, as Connor Hyatt on the coverage for the secondary.
Yeah, good play call by Smoky Mountain. They took a shot right there, and that was going to be their shot upfield to see what we were going to do, and he was just a step or two long with it.
So again, got to keep an eye on Bird as he broke free earlier in the second quarter for their only score of the night here. Second down. Check that. Yeah, second down and still 22.
Here comes those guards leading
Stevens.
again. There's Stevens. Yep, there he goes. He popped that one again.
He's quick.
Now, they're catching us down inside, and we're not making many adjustments to it. And there's a couple of things that Coach Blankenship could do right there. We're just going to have to wait and see if he can get it figured out. But he can stretch them just a little bit more and make them try to run that ball back up inside. But that's killing us.
Charlie Lambert now cramping up over on the sideline. And here comes Carrie Powell, our certified athletic trainer, and she might be the busiest guy on the whole campus, busiest lady on the campus this time of the year. She covers a lot of sports.
Yeah, covers a lot of sports and a lot of cramps
and a lot of
this
cramps.
time of year.
She has volleyball, of course, got soccer going on, got football going on. So when you have one trainer to cover all that, that's a load.
It is, and I don't know how she does it. I really don't. And she's got a lot of decisions to make about players and their ability to continue to play. And you can see down here we got people down on the field stretching out to try to keep those cramps out, but and trying to get hydrated as much as they can in between and during these breaks like this. And normally officials this time of year will call timeouts a lot of times just because of the heat and humidity. I've not seen us do that. But they may be doing it, they're thinking right now. But normally in the first half, they do that this time of year because of the humidity. But I've not seen that happen tonight. Call an official's timeout for 30 seconds to a minute, just for everybody to get a drink of water, including them, and then get play started again.
That's it. and neither team has to burn a timeout. As, again, they're working on him over on the sideline, and hopefully it won't take but just a second as they're trying to stretch him out. And I think he'll be ready to go here in just a minute. There he goes, popping right up off the ground. And Coach, but as you know, you can't hydrate the day of the game. You got to hydrate all week.
Oh, yeah, and still, they get out here and they practice hard, but the intensity of a game is much higher than what it is in practice, and you just can't push them that far during practice to get to that point that they're going to be in the ball game, so that's when they deplete all the fluids in their body and the potassium, I think it is, and the cramps start.
Here we go. Third down now, the Mustangs.
Same play.
Hand done off to Frady this time around the right side.
On the edge again.
More yards again, this time inside the 15-yard line. Not enough for the first down, but they're really being consistent on offense now. They're gaining positive yards every play.
Yeah, they're hammering us with that edge play, and they're either cutting it up or taking it on the corner just according to how they want to block that linebacker. And we're not getting upfield. We're not getting to the line of scrimmage quick enough to stop it.
So now it's going to bring a 4th down and 3. 5 minutes to play here. And they're going to go for it, obviously. Line of scrimmage at the 15-yard line. They hand off to Frady again, turns the corner. He's got the first down and more as he's down inside the 10-yard line. It's going to be 1st and goal, Mustangs.
Yeah, they're wearing it out now, and they feel like they found a home on that right side. They're in a rhythm now, blocking it the way they're blocking it, and it's just we got to find a way to stop them now.
That's it. They are turning that corner just about every time.
Oh, yeah. They're getting to it, blocking down, kicking out, and we just don't have an answer for it yet.
So right now, Mustangs out of the Wildcat formation. Handoff goes to Stevens again. He's in a lot of traffic, but still moving his feet down to the 3-yard line. Big gain, 2nd down and goal.
Yeah, he just piled it right in behind that backside, the backside guard pull and the back led up in there. So it's basically the same fundamental blocking. They're just using different people to block the same play.
And one of their blockers, as you mentioned, Will Frady, 5'6", 200-pounder, is a pretty good blocker himself.
Yeah, he is, and they're getting us on our heels right here just a little bit too much. And right now we can't be on our heels in this situation.
2nd down and 3. Hand off to Stevens.
Block.
We got him in the backfield for a loss. Yeah. This time the defense stepped up, led by Jake Langston.
Yeah, now this time Coach Blankenship shifted people over, one technique we'll call it. And he moved them one technique, and that kind of fooled that fold blocker and the running back into where we were going to be coming from. And Langston comes off the edge, and his job then was to cross the line of scrimmage and disrupt, and that's what he did.
Jake Langston and Thomas Allen all over that play. 3rd down now and goal from the 5, so they lost a couple.
Probably going to do the same thing right here. There comes the zone play to the corner.
Oh, he's up in. He's in.
Yeah.
Touchdown, Mustangs.
There was a kick-out block. If you could see it on the monitor here, he kicked us out and punched it in.
So, again, they keep going. What is interesting, they keep going to the same side.
It is, and it's because of the blockers. It's the individual blockers that they're using, and that play has been so successful for them, and we've still not answered. We've got to come up with an answer for that thing, and it's going to come down to moving personnel because they found a home right there, and we've not defended it really yet.
Here comes Hunter Presley on for the PAT, which would make it a 14-10. High snap, but they get it down, and the kick is good for a 14-10 lead. 3:35 to play, 3rd quarter. We'll be back in 1 minute here on the Maroon Devils Network.
Okay, Maroon Devil fans, as you know, we usually have Maroon Devil parking at $25 for the season, but this year with all the construction up here, we're going to do things a little different because we may not have as much parking as other weeks with some stuff going on. I've an opportunity rate. It's for $5. Reserve parking but it is $5 a piece. This week, our volleyball team has
Network. Thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe. And if you enjoy our videos, please bell down below so you can get a notification every time that we upload a video.
Thank you, Coach Blankenship. And Taylor Holt bringing us some good info. Here we go. And it's going to be the Mustangs kicking off. Squib kick. We pick it up at the 30. Little shake and bake over there by Taylor at the 35. He breaks a tackle out to the 38-yard line. Not a bad return by Colby Taylor.
Yeah, they squib kicked that one again, trying to just make sure we don't get a decent return out of it. But there again, it's all about field position, and we've got to get this football at field. We've got to be able to sustain a drive.
No doubt, Coach. Our defense having a tough time stopping that that play after play after play. They run to the right side, but let's see if our offense can bring it back and get us right back in the ball game. Ian Brooks lining up. They're looking to the sideline.
We're missing a guard right here, and I don't know. Somebody may have been injured. Somebody.
Yep, Chase Hughes.
Yeah.
Up. Got a penalty flag for, looks like substitution.
Yeah, that rule's kind of hickey. You can't break the huddle like that, running people on. They allow it anymore. They all kind of that ruling. So I host substitute personnel on you, and you not to give children the touch.
First and 10 from the 38-yard line. First down and 10. Split backs. Damian hands off. There's Ian Brooks on a penalty flag. Probably a hold.
That's a hold down in there. Yeah, we ran the outside veer this time after trading the tight end. We had the seam we were looking for by blocking that defensive end down. And but we held him, tackled him basically.
So now that's going to back us up here with 3:23 to play in the third quarter. Don't forget now in the next couple of weeks we're going to be at Enka next Friday, going to be at Franklin 2 weeks from tonight, 3 weeks from tonight we're open. Then on Hall of Fame night on September 27, we're going to be opening conference play by hosting Cherokee right here, as now the penalty is going to move the ball all the way back. Well, this one hurts, all the way back to the 26-yard line. First down at about a little over 20 to go.
Yeah, we've had trouble picking up this kind of yardage, and so we need to see what we can do here.
Damian rolling right, throwing right, got his man. Good grab out there. That looks like Donovan Groenwald.
Yeah, that gets us back up to about 10 yards, 9 or 10 yards to go for a first down. That's a good play call, and gets us back in the situation. It's a manageable down situation now. We got 2 downs to make it.
Well, I can see what you mean, Joe Holt. That 6 looks like an 8 on Donovan Groenwald's back. He's a 6'1 sophomore, but a good catch for a good gain out to the 39-yard line. So here we go. Maroon Devils in our solid maroon with white. Mustangs in their blue pants, white jerseys. Second down and 9. Damian, option, up the gut, cuts outside. Oh, and they tackle him at the 43-yard line. Got a nice game, but it's going to bring up third down. And almost 6 to go.
Yeah, he almost popped that one. He was looking to make it break there. And there again, that's a little bit of that lead option look out of the gun, and it's a good play. And Damon just brought it back across the field and tried to make something happen. He was close, so it's going to bring up about 3rd and 5 right here.
He almost broke that one. As now, well, I tell you, the fans are getting their money's worth here tonight, Coach. A heck of a ball game.
Yeah, it is. It's been back and forth, and we need to finish this thing the way we started it.
That's it. Get momentum back on our side. Oh, we got a fumble on the snap.
Got to bring up 4th down now.
And looks like we got it back. And but boy, that'll bring your heart right up into your throat.
Yeah. Yeah, this is a situation here where you're almost forced to punt this ball.
Yeah.
And hopefully in the meantime, Coach Blankenship's come up with some way to scheme. I really would like to see us do something with them up there, maybe out of that wolf front, that 3 front, and put a stop to some of that, the way they're running that football.
Dustin Stevens and Derek Farmer back to return now for the Mustangs. Damian's going to fake it. He's going to throw it. Got a first down. Yep. Down the right sideline again. It's Groenwald, and the Mustangs were not ready for that.
No, that's a great call right there. That's gutsy. That's gutsy right there. Damian was doing his little look like he was going to do that rugby punt, and he just ran out through there with it, and the receiver released off the line of scrimmage, ran a little out route, and he hit him right in the hands with it.
Wow, what a play. And again, that was gutsy.
Woo. Man,
that took some guts.
I don't know if I got that kind of, man. That scared me right there to death.
All right, ball was on the money. And again, Groenwald on the pass. reception for the Maroon Devils. Here comes Bryce Sane trying to cut it outside, but they're not giving him any room. It got about a yard and a half down to the 40-yard line of Smoky Mountain.
And there again, there's Stevens. He's coming downhill from his safety position, seeing that the whole way, and just taking Bryce's legs right out from under him once he tries to get upfield.
Well, I tell you, those are two of the best athletes on the field, Bryce Sane and Stevens.
Yeah, they really are. And when you can get upfield like that that quickly from that deep and read that well, that's something else.
That's watching some film and playing football.
Yep.
Bryce in traffic, this time down to the 36-yard line. That'll bring up 3rd down and 5. And again, Stevens coming up on the play along with number 1, Rocky Magestro.
Yep. We run a little bit of jet sweep right there and didn't get it all the way to the corner. And Bryce cut it upfield and got what he could get.
So the offense plugging away now. Looks like that's going to be the end of the 3rd quarter. So we're going to take a break down the line here on the Maroon Devils Network with our score, Smoky Mountain 14, our Maroon Devils 10. We'll be back in 1 minute here on the Maroon Devils Network.
The Smoky Mountain Conference, one of North Carolina's oldest and most storied athletic conferences, producing champions on and off the playing field for decades. The Smoky Mountain Conference. Tradition lives here.
Fans, welcome back again. That tradition alive and well here tonight. The Maroon Devils playing tough football. We have the football now with a big 3rd down and 5 to open up the 4th quarter in Mustang territory at the 37. Here we go. They're trying to move their personnel around. And we want a 1st down. Bryce Sane, right side, he's got it.
Yeah.
Inside the 30-yard line, Bryce Sane got just a little bit of daylight.
We actually gave them a little dose of their own medicine right there by loading up with a wing back on the tight end side, and we blocked it like they've been blocking that off-tackle play. And by blocking down and kicking out, we were able to find that seam. That's the same play Smoky Mountain's been hurting us with, just out of a different formation.
So a big 1st down conversion there for the Maroon Devil offense with 11:41 to play here. We're just opening up the 4th quarter, but this is a big drive to try to get the lead back.
Going to show it to them again. Going to do something probably a little different out of it. That's the same formation. Yeah, this time.
Yeah, Damian tries to run it. Again, over there was Thomas Allen over there on that wing.
Yeah, trying to run a belly play out of it this time. Trying to get them to flow over to the play we just ran. Trying to get those linebackers to run out of there. And it's I used to call it a follow play, but it's actually a belly play. He fakes to that running back, and that running back just becomes a lead blocker on that linebacker, and Damian follows him up in there.
Now Thomas Allen, the wing comes out, and Connor Hyatt comes back in. He's going to be splitting wide as Damian looks to the sideline here just to make sure he's on the right page with a play call. This time back in the ball game again is Donovan Groenwald. He splits out wide to the left side. Connor wide right.
We may be throwing this one from the looks of things. Yep, we
Damian
are.
Back to throw.
There we go.
Down the middle. Jump ball. We had contact.
Where's that flag?
We had contact, but no penalty. Connor wanted one. Yep. There was contact.
Yeah, there was contact way before the ball got there.
Oh, yeah.
So I don't know if the official just didn't see it or whether he's calling it incidental contact. But Connor didn't have a chance to get back to the football anyway.
Oh, no doubt. Boy, I tell you what, if you want to talk about calling pass interference, ask the New Orleans Saints.
Oh, God. That's ridiculous. We don't even want to talk about that. That just goes to show you when interpretation of the rules sometimes is it boggles the human mind.
Unbelievable.
I believe we're going to do it again right here. Nope, we're going to run the veer.
And this time Damian hangs on to the ball. He breaks a tackle.
Get going.
5 down.
Get in there, son. That a boy. That's the way to move your feet.
Breaking
boy, I love
tackles.
that. I love that footwork. He broke 3 tackles, and that last spin move put him in the end zone. That is great.
That was a great move.
That just shows you his capability. If he can get upfield, that's a very simplistic play. And there again, that's just him knowing exactly how they're blocking those people up there and what he can do with the football.
Yeah. A lot of individual effort right there.
Oh, it was, and this right here could loom big too because
Gavin Lanning kicks it up, and it's good.
He's getting better and better. That extra point kicker is. It won't be long before some more field goals will be in his future.
Oh, no doubt. 17-14, Maroon Devils have the lead back. Stay tuned, 10:31 to play. We'll be back in 1 minute here on the Maroon Devils Network. And Smoky back, ready to kick it off is going to be Aiden Pond. He's one of the tallest kickers I've seen. He's 6'4". Pond, a senior, and he kicks it toward the sideline, and this one is going to go out of bounds. And that'll hurt us because now the Mustangs get it in pretty good field position.
Yeah, I wish that if that ball had stayed in and run that sideline, that would have been a real catastrophe for Smoky Mountain down there because they only had one person that could pick that ball up, and if he mishandles it and we hit him as he touches that football, then we're going to get the football back.
So now they're going to get it at the 35, first down and 10, 10:28 to play. A lot of time left, but we have got to slow down the Mustang running game, which has been having success as of late.
Yeah, and if they continue to run that play, if folks are watching it via the internet connection, you'll see the blocking scheme I'm talking about because it's going to be coming right at you right here. This is the same formation. We'll see if they're going to do it the same way. Just watch the guards, and they're going to tell you, well, they're going to throw it this time because they popped up.
Oh,
there we go. Get back there, Connor. Oh, almost.
Yep, he overthrew everybody again. Yep. He was trying to get it down to Darian Bird, number 8, their 6'1" receiver. Great
read by Connor Hyatt right there, buddy. He broke as soon as that ball was snapped. He saw them offensive linemen pop up. He knew they were going to try to do something big, and, that credit to Smoky Mountain. Yeah. They're trying to get back in this thing as quick as they can. And
boy, when they didn't pull, though, that tells you.
Yeah, well, when those heads pop up, you can read them from the safety position. Those heads pop up with those offensive linemen. They're throwing the football.
Here they go this time. Out of that shotgun again.
There goes the zone play now. All of them moving that way.
That way it's going to be Frady over there.
And that means that means the running back, he can cut that ball up anywhere he wants to, or he can take it all the way to the edge. But if you as you could see then on the monitor, you'll see all those blue helmets moving in one direction. Everybody on the line of scrimmage and the backs.
That was a good play by Cody Long and Noah Romero. First time we've called his name tonight over there on the tackle, number 55, along with Cody, number 50 on the defense. Third down now. The Mustangs need about 8.5.
Pop that head up again. Going to throw the short route.
Oh, too high.
It. Yeah.
And again, good coverage over there. This time, looks like Groenwald with the coverage over there. But again, they keep going back to the same guy, Darian Bird, number 8.
Yeah, we bracketed him pretty good. Linebacker got a good break on the ball, and quarterback had to throw it over his head, which made it too tall for the wide receiver then.
That was a good defensive stand. Fourth down, 8, they got a punt.
Yeah, we got to watch right here. Them trying to pull something slick on us right here.
And they got the guy to do it.
Yeah, if I'm Coach Blankenship, I'm going to play this thing safe and fair catch it if I can, but he's probably going to punt it away from Bryce, but that's okay.
Dustin Stevens, very dangerous. He's the guy punting, and he drives it, and it's going to go down the sideline. We're not going to get any break on this one. Goes out of bounds at about the 22. And but everybody's safe.
Yeah, that's you got to live with that right there because that ball can't be handled. Not unless you've got people spread out all over the field to try to field that thing, but that's dangerous in itself. And that's the new thing of the punting game. It used to be the high booming punch, you remember, the nose turnover, and everybody was so proud of that. Not anymore.
Yeah, nope.
Now anymore it's about don't let them handle the football and get the field position on.
That's just smart play.
It is. It is. That's how far football has come.
Used to be all about hang time.
Yeah. And that kind of punt right there, people said, well, he's not a very good punter. That's excellent punt.
That's just smart play.
Oh, man. Come on, Damon.
Here we come around the left side. Damian Lossy got a yard, and that's about it as they come up on the tackle.
Yeah, we tried to run a little bit of a lead option for Damian right then. Nothing designed except for him to run the football by faking the dive and then leading up on the linebacker so Damian could keep that thing and try to pop it.
Now Thomas Allen coming back in. He's been on occasion lining up in a wing.
Yep.
Let's see if he does that here on 2nd down and 9.
Okay.
And now we're having a little bit of trouble getting the play in, and we still got plenty of time. 12 seconds on the play clock.
That time they'll watch it in case something crazy happens. Yeah, we're going unbalanced this time and putting the wing to the same side as the tight end. We had a lot of success with this a little while ago. There goes Damian with the belly play again, but
they stopped
not
it
this time. That big tackle that time was reading that thing from the get-go. And when he saw that same blocking scheme, he knew exactly where that football was going to be.
Yeah, that's big Clayton Frady, and he's a big guy, 6'5", 280.
Yeah, he's a man out there. He really is.
And they got some big ones.
Yeah.
They got one guy who is really big. We're talking about Brent Birch, 6'5", 340.
Yeah.
That's a load.
That's more than a load. That's a double load.
Here we go. Maroon Devils 3rd down. We need 7.
Yeah.
Damian throws it out to the right side, trying to get loose, breaking a tackle.
There you go.
Very close, but out of bounds, short, I believe.
Yeah, we didn't get that one. I don't think we're going to it's going to bring up 4th down. And here again, it's I think to Coach Blankenship, it's not time to risk it right here. Yeah. He fooled me a minute ago with that fake, but he had a little better field position with that fake, and it was an excellent fake. So I don't think they'll be able to pull it off again, but he may have another fake.
I'll tell you, again, Donovan Groenwald, number 6, turning into a good receiver. He's had a couple of nice catches tonight.
A lot of coaches always say it's great to have a quarterback that can
up man.
First down.
Bryce Sane.
He did it again.
That's another gutsy.
That was called from the sidelines. They've got some kind of hot call that they saw what they needed right there because you could see Bryce telling them this is what we're going to do, and they blocked it and it was a run block.
I tell you.
But he's got nothing to lose. Right. They handed him their butts last year, so he's saying, no, not again. That's twice he's gone for it on 4th down with fakes.
He's gone Bobby Bowden on us.
He is. He's not. Now, here they're coming after us now.
Yeah.
Like a blur.
They're irritated.
Yeah, they're putting 7 down on the line of scrimmage and playing with 1 linebacker now. 6 down, I should say.
1 yard gain, 2nd down and 9 coming up. But a gutsy call. The snap went to the up man in punt formation instead of the punter, Damian Lossy. Bryce Sane just popped it out there, just got enough.
And it had to be a hot call because Bryce saw he got the call from the sidelines, and he was up there calling it, and we snapped the football, and he was off.
Mustangs now 4 down linemen. 2 linebackers right behind them. Long snap count. Damian Lossy pitches it out at the last second to Bryce. Turns the corner. Got a couple of yards out of bounds at the 40-yard line.
Yeah, and this is what we need. All we need is to sustain a drive. March this thing, man. Yep. Watch that. Although we go out of bounds some, march it down the field and eat this clock up.
That's Maroon Devil football.
That is, and things are looking up. Big Mo's about to put on that maroon shirt.
That's it. Both teams have 3 timeouts, 7:03 to play, still a lot of time, but the Maroon Devils have the lead right now, 17-14. We have a big 3rd down and a long 5. We're at our 38-yard line. Split backs for Damian's. Receivers on each side.
Blitz
Damian
off the
rolling.
Backside.
Throws it. He was hit, and it's going to be almost intercepted.
Yeah.
He was hit as he turned the ball loose, tried to get it over there to Groenwald, but that ball came out like a dying quail.
Yeah, it did. Smoky Mountain ran a blitz off the short side of the field over there with the linebacker, and they weren't going to let us get that ball off.
Whew, that was close.
Yeah.
You could see that ball
Yeah, it died just as soon. Yeah, he didn't have anything on it, and they just about picked it off. So we come out of that. But I guarantee you right now, Smoky Mountain's going to be on their heels a little bit because
they've been burned twice.
I would be, yeah. I'd be telling them not to move. And they don't. They just kind of face it up right there. And
Damian runs around, but, boy, this punt's going to be short. And it's going to take a little bit of a bounce down to the 35-yard line.
Yeah.
Mustangs get it back.
Yeah. Yeah, that ball's dying on Damian. He'll get better at that, but that's people are going to have to prepare for that.
Oh, yeah.
They're going to see these things we're doing, and to have a quarterback that's back there doing your punting, anytime you're able to do that, that gives you a whole new dimension back there about the things that you can do. With
it really does. And we saw that with Smoky Mountain with Stevens. He punts, and he's another dangerous guy.
Oh, yeah. He could run that thing out of there. And that's something they may be considering before this ball game's all right. Now let's watch this blocking scheme. There comes you both guards, and they're trying to run it. Again, same play. Now, Coach Blankenship's made an adjustment. He's gone one technique wider this way. Now, what that's going to do is, if Smoky Mountain starts seeing this, they're going to take that ball back to the weak side, away from where they've been running it to the right side. So we'll see what happens, how much success they have with that.
Jake Langston, and again, Noah Romero, number 55, 6'1", 235-pounder. He's been in on 2 or 3 tackles lately.
Yeah.
So he's been a plus on the defensive side of the ball. He's lining up right now on that nose guard position right over the football, and now we have a timeout called by the Maroon Devils. We saw something we didn't like.
Yeah, what happened then was they went with a no-back set, and he's either going to run that jet sweep this way or the young man they got at quarterback, who's not a quarterback, he's going to keep it and run that thing back to that side that we're talking about, back to the Smoky Mountains left-hand side. There was something right there that Coach Blankenship realized because we've overshifted this thing now, and we're going to try to take it away over here on this right side, but they could hurt us on that back side.
They've used 3 different quarterbacks here tonight. Of course, their normal starter was Caleb Lomanak, a big 6'4" junior. Then they also have used Dustin Stevens in the Wildcat formation. But as of late, Chris Wilburn has been coming on in the last 3 series and has done a pretty good job.
Yeah, they've got 3 Wildcat looks is basically what they've got. They're using everybody in their arsenal to snap that ball to, and all he's trying to do is find he's snapping it to a running back is basically what they're doing with their offense right now, so that gives them another run threat back there, and that's what they're going to do again.
Yep. And Wilburn is the guy who threw the touchdown pass to Bird, so Wilburn has the capability to throw it. And Bird lines up wide to the right side down here this time.
They're passed off the weak side, going to flare it out to Stevens. We got to get there in a hurry.
Oh, good defense over there on that sideline. Knocking him out of bounds over there was Lucas Brown, our corner.
Yeah, that's just a flare route to the back on that side, and it's one-on-one blocking over there, and just letting him get upfield and get all he can get, and he gets a first down.
Yeah, first down, and that also stop the clock as he gets out of bounds with 6:05 to play in the game. And, boy, I tell you, nobody's leaving early here tonight. This is going to go right down to the wire.
Yeah, we're going to need, we either got to make them force them into a 4th down situation, but they'll probably at this stage of the game be going for it.
Neil Blankenship yelling something to his defense to adjust over there on the far side. First down and 10. Fake the handoff. They throw out of the backfield. It's going to be Stevens again. Dangerous in the secondary. Here he goes down the sideline.
Finally out of bounds again.
There's Lucas Brown forcing him out of bounds, but he made a couple of guys miss.
Yeah, he's the best player Smoky Mountain's got on the field right now. We've been talking about that all night long. He's dangerous whether he's taking a snap or they're handing it to him or they're throwing it to him. He's just they can do so many things with him, and he's up for it.
He is. A tough player, very quick, quick feet.
Yeah.
And this time he's going to line up in the backfield again right beside the quarterback, he and Frady, on either side of Chris Wilburn.
There's a full
Here's
block.
Frady, the big guy up the middle.
Yep.
And, Frady had 281 yards last week rushing, which is phenomenal.
Yeah.
But our defense has stopped him pretty well tonight.
Yeah, like I say, he's gotten some yards.
Yeah.
But he's not been the one that's hurting us. And
no.
Everybody knows that. But
that's 14.
Yeah, they used a little fold block right there trying to get him up in that A-gap seam to the right side. Now, here's the formation. They like to run that to pull them guards out of.
Yep, got the wing on the right side. Yep. Here they go. Stevens behind him.
Again.
Cuts upfield. Yeah. Stevens has some room down the sideline.
Yeah.
And he's finally stopped. First and goal at the 6-yard line. And again, Stevens burns us off that right corner.
Yeah, they're doing a heck of a job of getting us blocked. We're just not getting off blocks, and they're sealing us up just about every time that they run that play. We stopped it early by making some adjustments. Well, we didn't make the adjustment then, and we paid for it.
Yes, indeed. Now it's first down and goal at the 7-yard line, 5:15 to play. And he must have got out of bounds. They stopped the clock. Nobody has called a timeout. We still have 2 timeouts left. They have 3 timeouts left.
Somebody's called something because everybody's going to the sidelines.
Now there's there is a timeout on the field. So right now we'll break it down the line for our stations, WBHN. 1 minute timeout. We'll be back in just a moment here on the Maroon Devils Network. Fans, welcome back here on the Maroon Devils Network. We do have a player with another cramp on the sideline, and now we finally see him get up, and it's going to be, looks like Gage Jones, number 16. He was down there on the sideline at about the 5-yard line. Of course, we got a lot of fence walkers, and we couldn't see him. But he was cramping up there again, Coach, and again, that's why they didn't charge a timeout.
Right, and then they can't snap the ball till he's back in the player and coach's box. So anytime anybody's out there on the live part of the field, they got to stop play.
So Kerry Powell works on him, and again, those cramps are early season normal things.
There goes them guards pulling again. They're trying to run that same play to the backside, and
there's a big tackle inside by Cody Long. He knifed through there.
Yeah, he came from the backside. He read that up to the line of scrimmage and down. So that's he was reading that backside guard, and that guard took him right to the football.
So a good play, second down and goal to go now from about the 8-yard line. Just under 5 minutes to play. Maroon Devils trying to keep the Mustangs out of the end zone. A field goal would tie it. It's 17-14. Maroon Devils in the lead.
Loading up over here. There again, read those guards. Here they come again. Same play.
Here they go.
That side, and
right into the end zone for Stevens.
Yeah.
And the Mustang fans going crazy on that play. That puts them in the lead now at 20-17.
Yeah, they found a home there before halftime, and
oh boy,
they've really capitalized on it now, and we've not had an answer for it except for maybe a couple of plays. And,
that's it.
They've beaten us with that play consistently.
Now Stevens is going to hold, and they'll try the point after. And again, got to be wary of what Stevens can do. He takes the snap, puts it down. The kick is going to be up, and boy, it just barely gets in there off the foot of Hunter Presley, and now the Mustangs lead 21-17, but we get the football back with 4:37 to play. Fans, stay tuned. Back in 1 minute here on the Maroon Devils Network.
I'm Taylor Holt with the Maroon Devils Network. Thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe. And if you enjoy our videos, please hit the notification bell down below so you can get a notification every time that we upload a video.
Fans, welcome back. One updated score of interest. Murphy leading Franklin now 15-7 in the fourth quarter. And again, we have both those teams on our schedule down the line. Here comes the kickoff. The Mustangs will kick it back right down the middle. Not real deep, but Bryce Swain is going to let it get by, but now is going to pick it up at the 5-yard line. Wow, Bryce in trouble back at the 10, trying to get outside at the 15, but he runs out of room at the 16-yard line. And wow, they really stopped us inside the 20 on the run back with 4:28 to go.
Yeah, that's the danger of that type of kick there. It just running around back there like a jackrabbit, and you don't know where it's going to end up. And it just hit the ground and died on us there, and Bryce didn't have a choice but to pick it up and try to make something good happen.
Well, that's dangerous, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. It's
man.
And that there again, that's where the kicking games are coming to. If you got somebody who can kick it into the end zone or high and deep, then that's one thing. Right. If you don't, then don't worry about it. Kick it on the ground and back through there and make it run.
Because your defenders are back there almost as soon as the ball is.
That's right.
Here we go. Damien's going to line up in the shotgun. He wants to throw. Trying to find somebody open. Now he's going to run it around the left side at the 20, 25, out to the 30. Good run, but boy, he got stuck out there pretty hard by 25, Damon Figueroa. But it's a first down. Maroon Devils with 4:13 to play, and that stops the clock.
Yeah, he couldn't find anybody. And there again, he makes something happen with his feet, and he's dangerous to do that. And
he is.
That's a first down, and we just need to keep that kind of plays going all the way down the field.
Maroon Devils now, 4:07 to go. 2 timeouts left. The Mustangs have 3 timeouts. We're down by 4. We got to have a touchdown. A field goal won't get it done.
Yeah, going empty this time. Let's see what they got. Looks like a jet sweep. Look.
Groenwald gets the handoff from Damien. Yeah. He's trying to turn the corner and gets out across the 35.
Flag on there, be holding.
Down.
Yeah, be holding on. No, this may be something else. I think something else happened over there. I don't think it's holding. Did he? Okay. Or block in the back. It may have been a block in the back. Yeah. Yeah. It looks like that may be what they're signaling.
They're walking the way we don't want them to anyway. Right. It's going to be against our Maroon Devils. So there was, it looks like a block at the back over there trying to turn that corner on the right side on that jet sweep.
Yeah, it was, and that can happen. You just don't want it to happen. It's when a defender does turn his back and you got a receiver or a back that's out there designed to block him and he's chasing him. He may make contact with him up front, but once his hands come off of him, you can't touch his back.
So now at the 24-yard line, first down, and we need about, 5, 7, about 17. First down and 17 or 18 now. Damien back in the shotgun again, wants to throw.
There's
good
the post.
Good pass
post
protection.
He's got
down the field is Connor, and he's got it at the 35, at the 30,
he's going to score
at the 20.
That a baby, Connor. That's
Touchdown.
how you do it. That a baby.
Outstanding. He had a couple of options down there, Coach, back in the secondary. 2 receivers open.
Yeah, now we got a flag on our sidelines for celebration. Over here, that's one of them officials that don't like to see you get too happy. So,
oh man,
I better not say
get the points.
Yeah, we got the points, and that was excellent. Damien didn't give up on that route. He saw him about to come open, and they almost were able to come back and cover Connor. But Connor was striding upfield like a madman. Okay.
Outstanding play. And again, outstanding pass protection by the offensive line because Damien had plenty of time.
Yeah. No, and right here, Coach Blankenship's trying to explain to the official that it's a sideline penalty. It's on the whole sideline, and he's trying to keep everybody contained down there. But it's hard to do when you're in a ball game like this and a big play like that. That was huge. That's one of the bigger plays I've seen us make against a good football team in a long time.
Yeah.
And that took a lot of guts. Damien's poise was excellent. He felt that heat coming, but he stopped his feet and turned that thing loose.
Now for the point after the kick is up, and it's going to be good by Gavin Lanning. So now with 3:34 to play, the Maroon Devils answer. And wait a minute, they're putting points over on the wrong side of the scoreboard here.
Yeah, this is not right here.
And by the way, while we have a moment, we want to take just a moment and pause and send our thoughts and prayers out to the family of J.R. Carter. He was our clock operator up here in the press box for many years, and he passed away recently, Coach. And hey, anytime one of our family passes away, it's a loss.
Yeah, that's people just volunteering their time to do things to the benefit of the program. And anytime you can get people like that to do different things, I don't care if it's helping you line the field off, to running clocks and running these 25-second clocks out of the end zones and things like that's all volunteer stuff. That's just people wanting to do something to help the program. And along with the athletics comes all the band parents and volunteers there. And there's probably a couple of hundred once you start counting them. People that volunteer their time weekly, all season long, and do it diligently and take a lot of pride in it. And so it means a lot.
And by the way, now we're going to be kicking off from the 25-yard line.
Yeah.
That was for that celebration penalty, which I'm like you, Coach. I'm like, gee, football is a game of emotion.
Yeah.
Let the kids have emotion.
I don't want to gripe about officials after last week whatsoever, but give me this much leeway. That is a ridiculous call.
It is.
The one coach is down about the 20-yard line out of the coach's box, trying to celebrate just a little bit, and then the official wants to throw a flag at him. So.
Here we go. We're going to be kicking off from the 25. It's going to be a really good kick. Going to be taken at the 30-yard line, though, by number 8, and he's a dangerous man as well, Darian Bird. He's the guy that caught the touchdown pass earlier. Yeah. So they're going to have it in good shape at the 41, and they have 3.5 minutes to play.
Yeah, that was a great play then by Robert Green, getting his body under control as he got close to the football, and he could have easily took a shot and missed that guy, and he'd been off to the races, but he didn't. He settled his feet, put his body on his body, and made the tackle.
Good play by Robert Green, a big 6'2 senior. Here we go. First down, Mustangs.
There's
3.5 to
formation
play.
again, and here it comes. Same play.
Yep, here comes
Up
Stevens.
in there with Stevens again.
And
he found his seam.
Found that
ball,
seam.
ball
Is loose.
Get on the
still
football.
Loose.
We got
it. We got it at the 49-yard line.
Yeah.
Coming out with it is going to be, that's number 5, Connor Hyatt.
Yep. Connor is in the game, baby. Connor is showing out tonight.
Wow. Had the big touchdown reception, and that might be a game clincher. I don't want to say that too early, but that's big.
That's a perfect example of a player trying to do everything in his power. The young man in the Stevens trying to make something really big happen, and he probably tried a little bit too hard, and that ball got loose from him once we hit him from behind. And he had a big gain, but he wanted to try to break that thing wide open and put us away. But now we got the football, and we got control of the clock again.
And they had the first down with that run by Stevens, but now the Maroon Devils, if we can pick up a couple of first downs, we can put this clock away.
Yeah.
Damien's going to be under center, and you know they're going to be coming after us, trying to strip the ball. Here comes the toss out to Bryce. Bryce at the 45, and is knocked down at the 42-yard line. A nice gain of about 7 yards.
Yeah, 7 yards, and the clock starts running, and we'll take just about all the time we can off these play clocks and the end zone clocks here, just to try to make sure we get we milk it for all it's worth right here. Keep the ball out of their hands.
Yeah, 2nd down and 3. Now they have 3 timeouts left. We have 2. We have a 24-21 lead. We got the clock right, 24-21. Devils up by 3, so they could tie it with a field goal. But let's hope they don't get that opportunity, if you will. Lossy under center. Boy, a lot of people up in the box. Lossy goes straight ahead, and he's got the first down. He almost broke it.
Yeah, and there again, there's no better play in that against that split front defense like that. And that time, if you noticed, he took his time. He let that offensive line get their blocks. Then he made his move up in there once he saw the seam, and then he basically just trotted the ball upfield.
Now the Mustangs burn one of their timeouts. That leaves them with 2 timeouts. Our Maroon Devils have 2 timeouts left with a first down and 10 now at the 34-yard line of Smoky Mountain. Again, another first down, and again, you don't want to call it before it's done, but another first down, and this one is going to be looking positive for the Maroon Devils.
Oh, yeah. Things have turned around, and right now, Big Mo's got that maroon shirt on. We just can't allow them to get it back now between now and the end of this football game.
Because we just saw Smoky Mountain turn it over, and we know how that can happen on the very next play.
Oh, yeah, and people want to they want to see you score again, and you'd like to score again. But right now, that may not be the objective for Coach Blankenship and his coaches. It may be just to milk this clock out.
That's right.
And get this win.
That's it. Keep the ball in bounds.
Ball in bounds and keep it in control. Don't throw it. And right now you can see Smoky Mountain kind of committing to the fact that we're not going to throw this football. They're going to blitz off this side. There goes Damien again with the quarterback sneak, and he picks up about 6 yards, 5 or 6 yards.
Wow, you can't go wrong with that.
No, and there again, he's looking for that, we call it one technique or three techniques. He's looking for that three side. That's where the tackle is lined up on the outside eye of the guard, and he's using that A gap and making those linebackers come to him from that second level. And they're not just being able to tackle him right away.
Groenwald comes out of the lineup now. The Maroon Devils are going to be sending in Robert Green, number 7, with a play call from offensive coordinator Scotty McMahon. Still plenty of time, 14 on the play clock, and now the game clock is importantly winding down. 1:35 left to play.
Yeah, and Smoky Mountain coaching staff's going to have to make a decision right here. Here they come blitzing, and Damien keeps it. And,
they stop us.
Yeah, they stop us. They committed 8 of them to come to the line of scrimmage and come across. So Smoky Mountain's probably going to take a timeout now because it is third and about 4.
They are going to use a timeout, which will leave them with 1 timeout. And we'll keep it here. We don't want to miss anything in the final seconds here, if you will. But, again, we want to thank our friends at WBHN, 94.1 FM and 1590 AM. And, of course, Taylor Holt for joining us live and on tape, if you will, here tonight. Doing a great job down in the student section here tonight. I think she said they were taming the Stangs.
Yeah.
And so far, that's been a pretty good thing.
Yeah, they got all their cowboy hats on down there trying to tame them.
And they're still pumped up. They're still jumping around.
Yeah, I think they're going to have to change the play clock here to put some time back up on the clock, and that's what we're waiting for right now. The officials are not satisfied with what's on the game clock amount of time.
Yeah. I think from the Smoky Mountain coaches were complaining because when they called timeout, the clock was still rolling. Now they got a minute 25.
Yeah, there we go.
But we still have at least 2 more downs with the football. Third down now, we need 4.
Yeah, here come those linebackers again. They're going to commit to all those open gaps that those defensive linemen are not lined up in. We almost drew them off again.
Yep, Smoky Mountain wanting to come after us. They want that football.
Yeah.
Damian Lossy, long count. He's just going to hang on to it and will lunge forward to the 26. That's going to bring up 4th down and 3. Now let's see if they use their final timeout. And the clock is stopped with 1:19. That should be their last timeout.
Yeah, it should be. And
yep, it is. That's going to be their final shot at stopping the clock.
Yeah, and I think right here we'll see we will try to run a play to eat up as much time off that clock, try to get it down close to 1 minute, and then make Smoky Mountain have to try to big play us, and hopefully they don't. But they're still running that off tackle play and with a great amount of success, and we just cannot let them get loose running in the open field.
And of course, if the Maroon Devils get the first down, that's pretty much it.
Yeah, that's it. But we'll see what kind of play call they got. That'll be it because timeouts won't help him after that anyway.
As you were talking about, Coach, boy, this is where that chess match comes into play.
Yeah.
What do you do? What defense do you call? What offensive play do you call?
Yeah, Smoky Mountain's going to lay their ears back. They're coming. They're going to bring those linebackers downhill. Those defensive linemen now are going to absolutely try to take those A and B gaps inside and stuff it and try to knock us back, try to cause a turnover, do something to get this ball back right here. And with us going on 4th down. And Damien's trying to school everybody up out there and what he's seeing. But they're not going to lay back. They're going to be coming and try to disrupt us as much as they can on the line of scrimmage.
The clock still got problems.
Yeah,
it's showing 2. Now it's right, 1:21. It showed 2:01. That was now they got it.
Yeah.
Ready to go. 4th down. We need about 2.5 yards.
Yeah.
Damien under center.
They're bringing everybody. They're leaving the wide receiver open out there.
Handing off to Bryce. Bryce is going to be close to a first down.
I believe he's got it. I
do too.
I believe he's got it by about a yard. Yes.
Bryce saying over the right, looks like over the big gap.
Yeah, that was our off-tackle play there. That's exactly what it was. We used to call that the blast play, 42 blast. instead of showing them the veer over there, we led and kicked out then with the backside guard.
And, Coach, that's a big first down because now with 1:03 to play, they're out of timeouts, and all we have to do is run about 2 more plays.
Yeah, about 2 more plays, and that'll be it.
Yes, we could. We could take a couple of knees.
We could take a couple of knees and end this thing, and I think they're going to let the clock run down, and we're going to call timeout. Coach Blankenship will school them up on what we're going to do, and there it is. He calls the timeout before the 25-second clock runs out. Now, it's pretty much a done deal. As long as we don't drop the ball on the ground or do anything silly now, it's over.
Well, I tell you what, there's a lot of happy people out there in the stands and down on the field.
Well, I don't like to call it vengeance. I like to call it redemption. This is a
Right.
redeeming thing right here. This is redeeming yourself for being embarrassed last year. This is an opportunity for us to show that we're in this thing in Western North Carolina among any of the schools. So this is a big night for Coach Blankenship and his staff and the players, and just the amount of effort they put in, because Smoky Mountain has not laid down a time.
No.
They've come back with a vengeance every time they've gotten the football, and they've stuffed us some on D, but they've really hurt us offensively at times. But we were able to stay in the ball game enough to make sure that they didn't have any big plays.
That's it. And first down and 10, and now we hit a knee with 39 seconds, and that should wind it up. We might have to hit one more knee, but the clock is going to run. The play clock is now starting to run down at 40, so we don't have to run another play. That's it. We're going to take a 2-minute timeout.
Yeah.
Our Maroon Devils have won it here tonight, 24-21, 1 year after being blown out 56-6. The Maroon Devils, big win here tonight. Fans, we'll be back in 2 minutes to wrap it up here on the Maroon Devils Network.
Swain alumni and fans are welcome to join the football team, cheerleaders and coaches, and the singing of our alma mater.
Fans, welcome back. Our final again. Maroon Devils winning 24-21 in a hard-fought contest. And, coaches, we look at some of the post-game stats here. Our Maroon Devils very solid offensively. 55 plays, 401 total yards. Smoky Mountain also solid. 50 plays, 280 total yards tonight.
Yeah, both offenses moved the football up and down the field. They were unable to throw the football consistently, and we capitalized on that, but they still hurt us some with that running game, and that'll be something that I'm sure Coach Blankenship's going to take a hard look at, because we'll see it again. But overall, the team effort was there.
Oh, no doubt. And you look at some of the passing situations, I think that might have been one of the big differences. Our Maroon Devils 6 of 13 passing 168 yards. The Mustangs 5 of 11 passing only 87 yards. So that's a big stat when you've got that much difference.
Well, it is, and especially when you got people like Connor Hyatt out there, 2 receptions, 86 yards. Now, those were big yards. They were big-time yards for us. If I remember back, one was for a first down, the other one for a touchdown. So that counts for something.
And then in the turnover department, almost turnover-free, but the one big turnover on that fumble by Smoky Mountain here in the fourth quarter, that was a game-turner.
It really was, and here we were they were at midfield with the ball, and there again, it was a matter of there was probably their best player on the field trying to get a little more out of it, and it cost them.
It really did. So they only had one fumble all night. We had one fumble, but we got it back and didn't have a single interception. So when you're turnover-free, your chances of winning go way up.
They triple. They basically triple mathematically. You can't turn the football over and expect to win football games.
And you look at some of the individual stats here tonight for the Maroon Devils. Bryce Swain, 17 carries, 122 yards, averaging just over 7 yards a carry. Had a touchdown and his long run of 46 yards. Damian Lossy, what a solid game. 15 carries, 103 yards, a touchdown. And just the way he ran the offense, I think, says a lot.
Well, that shows his experience and what he's done in the past couple of years. Being a starter there, he knows the situations, and I think that's what he's learned more about, and that's football knowledge. That's not just knowledge of just getting the ball and doing whatever you think you need to do. He sees it. He knows what has to be done out there, and he's trying to make things happen, and they're good things.
Will Frady had a huge game last week, 40 carries, 281 yards, and a couple of touchdowns. Tonight, not the same, 18 carries, 76 yards. Also, as we mentioned, Dustin Stevens was a dangerous player, 19 carries, 111 yards, and 2 touchdowns tonight.
Yeah, he's dangerous anywhere he plays on the field for Smoky Mountain, and he's going to have a big year because they're using him in so many different aspects of the game, taking the snap, catching the football, running the football, special teams play. He is just no doubt one of the scariest players I've seen on the field.
And these two teams, as we can see the Maroon Devil teams and their players and parents and fans down on the field, but I think the future is bright for both these teams. Both these teams showed they have a lot of character. They have toughness and grit, as we saw all night tonight. So I think both teams can look forward to more success down the road.
Oh, they will. Both teams will, and I think that our team has proven that they're back. They're back in this thing for the long haul, not just for a couple of games, and we'll see as time goes on because we're going to get better. We're going to get better, and Smoky Mountain is too, but they'll find different ways. Right now they've just got that one aspect of their game, their passing game, that they're suffering from there, and they play good defense at Smoky Mountain, and we weren't one-dimensional, and we were able to do some things that really hurt them.
Oh, no question. Coming up next for the Maroon Devils, we're going to be at Inca next Friday night, 2 weeks from tonight at Franklin. Then on September 20th, Open. We won't be back here at Swain County Memorial Stadium and Boy Steets Field until September 27 when we host Cherokee to Open Conference play. That'll be Hall of Fame night. So, Coach, it's going to be a while before we come back home.
Yeah, it sure will be. And playing away games is always tough. But I think tonight put a spark in this program and these players and the coaching staff and the fans to say, we're going to go on the road. We're going to be road warriors, and we're going. We've won one on the road. We got to win some other big games on the road now.
No question about it, Coach. Thanks for everything, and great broadcast tonight. Thanks to Joe and Taylor Holt for all they contributed as well. Fans, thanks for listening in. 24-21, a thrilling contest here tonight. Have a great weekend. A happy Labor Day, everybody, and thanks for joining us here on the Maroon Devils Network.